I'm here. What time is it for you? Is it 39 after the noon? Or is it 40 after the noon? Hi, friends. Oh, hi. Do you remember when that monkey wrote, "It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times"? That monkey was really onto something. Yeah. Like, yeah. I'm so sorry that I've been gone for so long. Things beyond my control happen in and around me, like technical difficulties, and then also yesterday my the new heater that they just installed started making a crazy noise, and of course, in moments when new things are presented to me, my immediate and only instinct is to scream. So I screamed at the heater. That did nothing to fix the noise. But then, blessedly, the guys who are working on installing these heaters came to my door and was like, "Did your heater just make a really crazy noise?" And I was like, "Yes, it did. Please come in and fix it." That's great. That was a good choice. The bad choice was that I opened the door wearing the sheerest long sleeve white Henley shirt. And you guys on stream have never seen my nipples. I know. John the Simp, welcome to the blanket fort. I'm very glad you're here. I'll send the air reverberating with a mighty cheer. I'll sing you in, I'll sing you out. To you I raise a mighty shout. Yo, yo, my John is here, so welcome to the stream. I'm the prostitute now. That's how I must file the taxes. I said it. I know the rules. It's just because his name is John. It's just because his name is John. So my nipples, back to my nipples. I bought silicone nipple pasties that have like little hard nips. You know, do you remember Jennifer Aniston in Friends? You know those times when her nipples were just like fucking amazing? Those were not actually her nipples. It would be insane and basically impossible for her to maintain a perfect erection of both nipples for multiple takes of a TV show for hours. I mean, if your nipples are that hard consistently for hours, please seek medical attention. So those are, I'm almost positive, like those like fake, you can buy them, boys, girls, men, women. Do you have a birthday? Valentine's Day is coming up. So like little fake silicone nipple covers, they're great. I got banned for wearing them, fair enough. Jennifer Aniston's allowed to do whatever she wants to do, but I must obey Twitch Daddy. It's Isaac's Boats, and he also just subscribed, so I sing the song again. Welcome to the blanket fort. I'm very glad you're here. I'll send the air reverberating with a mighty cheer. I'll sing you in, I'll sing you out. To you I raise a mighty shout. Yo, yo, my sub is here, so welcome to my stream. I think you just did that because you wanted the song, and I hate you a little bit for it. But you know what's weird? That made your dick twitch, and you kind of liked it. Moving on, or perhaps even back, to my nipples. Y'all have never actually seen my nipples. There was a day where I had nipple tape on, and I accidentally flashed the camera. That's about as close as you guys are gonna get it, and that's about the depth of color. Imagine looking into two perfectly symmetrical black holes in a milky white chest. Jennifer Aniston even addressed, like on a talk show when this first came out, the rumors of her dating Barack Obama, probably because they just like were in the same room at the same time and people saw a picture of them, or they like mentioned one another and they're like, "You're dating." Sorry, how long ago was it that you accidentally flashed the camera? Rich, when did your life change for the better? Do you remember exactly how long ago that was? It's Diz. Oh, thank God. It's been 30 months of Diz, and so I don't owe him shit. If anything, he owes me. If anything, he owes me. So, yeah, nipples are, I think it's one of my favorite jokes on Bob's Burgers is the Beef Squatch episode where Bob goes on the morning talk show to teach people how to make burgers, but the show is derailed hilariously by Gene as Beef Squatch, just wreaking havoc and sort of wrecking everything. I really enjoy Bob's Burgers so much. It's such a fun TV show. But the culmination, this is my favorite part, culmination of this episode is that Linda realizes that cultivating this discord within the family is truly tearing her family apart. Like, going into show business and maintaining roles and turning your life into a role. I think that's why a lot of Twitch streamers kind of fuck themselves up a little bit too. They don't, it's difficult. It's difficult to differentiate, like, who am I on stream versus who am I off stream. And I don't know if everyone needs to have a good, clear definition of who that is. But I feel like you can kind of tell when people get too into their roles in real life. Like when Kevin Spacey released all those weird videos of himself in character as his character from House of Cards. It's like, I don't know how we feel about that. So, in real life, I feel like my nipples are everybody's business. In real life, it's very difficult to look a person in the eye with your nipples out and not have the explicit knowledge that they too are equally nippled, perhaps even under nippled. So, yeah. On stream though, I can't see your nipples. Why should you be allowed to see my nipples? Wait a minute, Isaac Boats, that's a band. He just said no Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey is a known predator. He is an awful man. He is an awful man. Yes, he is a known predator. Wow, what a crazy turnaround. I knew I didn't want to sing the song to him. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? How did I know I didn't want to sing the song to him? Based on what? Nothing? Wow. What does that mean for you and your family? I'm just so happy to see you. I've been on 3 dates since I've seen you. I've gone on 3 Tinder dates. I can't wait to tell you about all of them. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Do you guys want to hear about date number 1 first, number 2 first, or number 3 first? I feel like for the first time in my life, oh my God. For the first time in my life, I know what goes into a good date and a bad date. When I was a little kid, I walked out of Spy Kids, the movie, and I was like, I think that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But I'm also a child, and I haven't seen a ton of movies. Especially, I've never even seen any adult movies ever. And I was cognizant of the fact that as a child, I lacked the experience to have a refined taste. And I feel like I kind of knew in my 20s I wasn't going to figure out dating. And then the pandemic happened, which made all of us have to sort of go back to zero for figuring out dating. Ourselves, other people, our own partners. So I went on 3 dates. I'm so happy because the first date went so well. I think that old me might have really latched on to date number 1 and then not gone on 2 and 3, and that would have been a shame because number 1 was amazing and number 2 was greatly a disaster. And then number 3 was things I've never had, like nothing I've ever experienced in my life before. I'm a changed person now. You can tell. That's why you're here. I'm very excited. Yeah, it's been a wonderful. Let's go in order. Okay, so date number 1 is moderators. I told you, I think, the most about him because literally the first things that date number 1, this is the poet. Date number 1 was the poet. And the first like words that we said to each other, I was like, Mods, is this a conversation or am I being roasted? Like, is he playing with, the conversation seemed so, playful, and, the experience of sort of like tap dancing on the razor's edge of inappropriateness, where it's like, I was kind of like reading the subtext of what he was saying, but then you don't want to be like, am I reading the subtext of what you're saying? Um, he has like a regular job. He has a regular office job. I sent him pictures of my outfit this morning, and he was like, opening these at work is a very risky business. But he's written 2 books of poetry, which I think is fucking amazing. That's why his name is The Poet. He did it. He's actually done it. Have you written anything? Have you written anything other than a list of regrets, you worthless idiots? No. That's why you're simps, and he's the poet. I publish on Reddit all the time. You know what's so funny, Elle? People tell me about themselves publishing on the InvaderVie subreddit all the time. They say, oh, I'm gonna publish a whole fucking load of information about this video, this picture, that post about my armpits. You guys are a very sick group of people to not masturbate to the back of my knees. I will never forgive you. Never forgive you. But we're so good at being simps, though. You could be better. You could be better. You could be gifting me subs while I talk about dating other men who are better than you. That's true simpitude. That's a level of simping that I don't know if y'all ever will reach. So, date number 1 with the poet. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I was just so nervous because number 1, I really liked talking with him. And that's right. It does happen sometimes. That you go from having really, really great talks to meeting in person and the chemistry is completely fucking different. That sucks. You never know, and you can never tell. You never can tell. So we met, we sat down. Oh my God, you know what? I'm kind of a bad person, or maybe it's okay. I can't tell you if his eyes are blue or green, but he has like light colored eyes and like really curly hair. And the kind of smile that is not, like, he doesn't sit there with a smile on his face every day. He's an incredibly, like, intelligent, seemingly analytical person. I'm not saying that he scowls all the time, but, like, most adult men don't walk around with a fucking smile on their face. So when I get him to smile, it's just like, it was really exciting to make him, like, smile and laugh. And I made jokes. I don't even know what I said. I was blacking out because I was just having so much fun talking with him. I don't even remember what I said, but, like, I made a joke and he laughed so hard. He, like, full body laughed. And I was like, I'm gonna come. We haven't even been sat at our table yet. I'm gonna have an orgasm right here in the middle of the bar. I was so happy. It was great. Okay, so then we sat down at our table, and we went to a bar, but also, like, bars, families go to bars as well. So there was, like, a woman with her family there, and their, like, really, really adorable little daughter in a beautiful little princess dress, and they were just leaving as we were sitting down. And the daughter, like, kids have no fucking spatial awareness, and these people can tell that we're on a date, possibly even a first date. And, oh, sorry, now I have cat hair in my eye. It was a gift from you, and so I love it. It hurts, but I'm just winking at you. There we go. I'm just winking at you. It's a gift from my cat. I'm winking at you. The little girl, like, she wasn't even getting anywhere close to me, but, like, mothers feel like they just, like, preemptively, just to be like, I'm sorry if my kid's bothering you on your date. And I was like, no problem at all. I don't give a fuck. I didn't say I don't give a fuck, but I tried to express a relaxed demeanor. And then the mom was like, and can I say, by the way, you smell amazing. It makes me so happy. I sometimes feel like strangers go out of their way to make conversation with me to tell me how good I smell. And it's because I found, if you guys want to buy me perfume, please feel free to. Versace Dylan Purple. If you want to jerk off to the scent of InvaderVie, you go out, you buy yourself Versace Dylan Purple. It's a beautiful, warm scent that, like, fills your entire, and it smells so good when you, like, sweat a little bit too. Yeah. You guys can buy it from me, send it to my P.O. box. You guys can buy it for yourselves and jerk off into a sock sprayed with it. Yeah. Dylan, the name Dylan. Dill and Purple. The name Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N. Like the name, Dylan Purple. And then there's a boy's fragrance that's Dylan Blue. V, you need to go to your P.O. box. I'm nervous. I'm scared to go. I'm afraid they're going to be mad at me for not showing up more regularly. I love it. It smells like purple. It smells like purple. You know how we made like grape flavor, but you're like, that's not how grapes taste. I've tasted grapes. That's definitely not the flavor of grapes. This is the actual, I mean, don't spray it in your mouth. I have gotten it in my mouth and it's not bad in your mouth, but don't get it in your mouth. Don't ask me why I got it in my mouth. I spray it a lot. I literally spray it into my hair. I spray it all over my body. I spray it literally straight up between my legs. I fucking love this perfume. There's also a gift set, if you want to buy that for me, available on Amazon. It's like wildly affordable as well. I feel like it's like 100 Canadian dollars for this gift set, or maybe it's 150, who fucking knows. But it's, you get like a full size perfume bottle and a miniature travel perfume bottle and a body wash and a fucking lotion. And it all smells like Dylan Purple, so it's all my like InvaderVie smell. I used to not like the name Dylan because it was like, I knew a lot of, to be honest, guys in elementary school and high school classes named Dylan. And they were never my favorite people. There was actually, no, hold on, that's not true. There was a Dylan who was so sweet and so kind. I loved him. He was so wonderful. But I also think I like the name Dylan for a girl. Is that bad? Is that weird? He wants to be unbanned. I think lavender when I think purple. I love purple. Purple was my favorite OG color. When I was a little girl, I was like, ew, pink is for idiots. Pink is for losers. Purple is the superior favorite color. Have you ever gone longboarding? Oh, I should. Oh, I should. So what I want to get into is these babies. Oh, yes, sorry. It would be terrible if my bodysuit got hooked on one of these thick rolling mamas. You guys, I'm so excited to learn how to roller skate. I have started going to physiotherapy. I have a physiotherapy appointment on Thursday, my second one. And my goals for physiotherapy are to be able to roller skate and to learn how to do silks. If you don't know anything about silks, you should go look up silks. So I got these for my birthday from one of you sweet, wonderful viewers. He's not here anymore, he left. But he might come back around if he sees me roller. I would love to be able to live stream myself roller skating for you guys, mostly because I think it's important for you to see me actually use my legs. Yes. Why are your facial expressions so perfect? It's practice, number one, and also the makeup. I've spent like 15-ish, 10 to 15 years doing this exact makeup, which is why I'm so good at it. I'm very excited, but I recognized when I came off SSRIs at the end of last year that I have a ton of numbness on the left side of my body, which is, I think, why I only want to stream from the right side of my body facing the camera. I feel like subconsciously, I feel like I can't feel this side of my body, and so I don't want you to see it. I realized when I was at my physiotherapy appointment that my mental image of my left foot is that from the knee down, it's like a satyr's hoof. And that's because I've told you about this. When I was like 5 or 6 maybe years old, my dad like lured my mom over during Christmas and then assaulted her. He shoved her when she was holding me and she landed on my foot. But I was wearing my winter boot, which protected my foot from being broken. But it did like crush and really, really hurt my foot. And as children, if you experience abuse in this way, to be able to get up and go to school the next day and walk on that foot, your mind and your brain and your body disconnect from the event. They compartmentalize it. But that compartmentalization over time then results in like a sort of numbness, a numbness that you're not even aware of until you go to try to roller skate and you realize, oh my God, I'm so uncoordinated, I can't roller skate. I guess I'll never roller skate. And the truth is, every single human person on this planet can roller skate. But also, every single person on this planet probably has some internalized trauma somewhere in their body that they're unaware of that's making them numb. And not numb all the time. Like, I can feel my foot. I know it's in the shoe. But in moments when I have heightened emotion, or in moments when I panic, or in moments when I meditate, the exact opposite, when I access the default mode network instead of when I'm accessing the reptilian brain. Those parts of our brains are so subconscious. We don't have control over them, and unless we consciously work on undoing those knots of like, well, why is my foot numb? Because my dad shoved my mom and she landed on my foot. Why would a grown man shove a woman holding a child? It's wrong, it's abuse, and that's why I don't want to think about how my foot feels. Because if I think about how my foot feels, I'm gonna think about how my terrible, awful father shoved my poor fucking mother on Christmas. I'm numb inside. Would skating help? Yes. Being numb inside is I think, I'm your doctor, so you need to listen to me, but nobody else does, Elle. This is how doctors dress. Yeah, if you're numb inside, maybe your brain and your mind and your body are not connecting. Maybe your brain and your mind and your body are all working. They're all incredibly complex machines, but they're not doing the sort of transformative. What does synergy mean? Is that the word I'm looking for? My ex had random transverse. Another word I don't know. Episode last year. She now can't feel below her knee on her right side. Nerve stuff is crazy. Oh, whoa. I mean, those things are so terrifying. Our bodies are so complex and so delicate, and they can just at any time sort of crap out on you directly underneath you. So are you only dating alpha males? Oh God. Okay, so back to my first date with the poet. The lady told me that I smelled nice. The little girl was so sweet and so cute. I freaking, kids are so fun and uninhibited, inhibited, yabba dabba doing. Did you say SSRIs caused the numbness, or did I mishear? No, coming off the SSRIs allowed me to become aware of the numbness. Coming off the SSRIs gave me this huge flood of sensation. And when I had this huge flood of sensation, I went, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. This huge flood of sensation isn't reaching my pinky finger over here. And I feel like it's not really reaching my, like, pinky toe on this foot. And then it's sort of like a singularity of numbness just beyond the boundary of my body that has a sort of, like, pulling, draining effect in that direction. And it feasts on my ignorance of it. So if I pay attention to it, it dissipates, and that's all it is a singularity. He's giving me more money to unban him. What do I do, chat? Never mind, chat. I listen to the mods. I don't listen to chat. Not gonna listen to chat. Chat tells me to take my feet out and show my nipples. I listen to the mods. I've been numb since day one. Honestly, I don't mean to sound rude, crass, or dismissive, but good. Good. That is your body working in a healthy way to protect you from what you knew on a biological level was a toxic environment that no person deserved to grow up in. One of the best things about reading The Body Keeps the Score, this book over at this book over here. Everybody go get yourself a copy. One of the best, date number 3 told me that he's bought 50 copies of this book to give out to people. I was like, dear date number 3, say more while I put parts of you in my mouth. So, The Body Keeps the Score talks all about this. It was not something I expected to feel ever reading a book. A kinship with prisoners of war. I'm a thick-bodied, luscious, soft white woman. I have grown up in the most beautiful and abundant part of the world. Like, I truly believe Southern Ontario is so beautiful and lovely. I've never been a prisoner of war. I've never even set foot in a concentration camp. I can't begin to imagine what those experiences would be like. But being raised in an abusive household terrifies you and is inescapable in the same way that being thrown into a concentration camp is terrorizing and inescapable. And people survived concentration camps just like people survived abusive childhoods. And it's not an overstep to say that those experiences, especially over years and years and years and years, would affect you. It would affect each and every one of us in a profound fucking way. Which is why we're able to feel sympathy with one another, even though I've never been to a concentration camp, I've never been a prisoner of war, but I can read these stories of people who have gone through it and listen to their experiences of snapping in rage and becoming a nasty, vicious monster who wants to hurt people. And then looking back on those actions and going, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? What am I doing? Why am I actually this way? Why did I do this? And the ability to look back and ask yourself, why am I this way and why did I do this and how will I change? It feels like pulling porcupine quills out of your own face. It's disfiguringly painful because you have to sort of tear down, you have to disfigure the version of yourself that you've built up. And that's not an easy thing to do. So read the book, read The Body Keeps the Score. I can't recommend it enough. This is the copy that I'm going to give to my brother. I'm angry though because I feel like my adult brother who's 5 years older than me can buy his own fucking book. Why is his little sister getting him this book? It's because I love him and I will take care of him forever and ever and ever and ever. But I also would love for him to sort of move himself towards the light a little bit. You know, is that too much to ask? Oh, my dears, we do not talk about fascists in my stream. This is a stream where you are supposed to enjoy masturbating, where we have occasionally interesting talks, where I document, and you really think did he send an unban request? But no, we will not be naming fascists in my stream. No siree. No siree. I would rather be a pig. I would rather you be a pig than be a fascist. V, when is your next Animal Crossing stream? Oh, my love. You guys, I have to open my island. I absolutely must. Hello, Athena. Athena. Okay, so on date number 1. I'm on date number 1 with the poet. He's sitting across the table from me. He's wearing a long sleeve knit polo shirt, buttoned all the way up, and very tight. He has very, very tight pants. It's very tight pants. The poet also does Muay Thai. Did I say that right? Muay Thai? Mai Tai? Like the drink. Sorry. I can't help myself. Yeah, the other day he was like, I got kicked in the stomach today and I didn't puke or cry. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Say more about why you got Muay Thai. Okay, you said it fine the first time. Excellent. It's not a Mai Tai. If I show up to his Muay Thai with a Mai Tai, am I gonna get hogtied? Because that's what I want. But is he also unemployed? No, he's in the office right now, which is why I feel confident talking about him, because I know he's not watching right now. He's working. He has to work. Oh shit, he might have been on lunch for this whole time though. Fuck! A warrior poet. Yo, the idea of a man with a sword and a pen is just like, yeah, baby, I got some holes you could put those into. That's not okay. I shouldn't have said that. Am I in trouble? Warrior poet, but I can't even talk. My mouth is numb because I want other things in it than just my tongue. Probably more like unemployed personal trainer that talks good. What? Why do you guys want him to not have a job? Because I said he's a poet? You guys, he has a job. I'm gonna bother you. Okay, so, not all of this is, I'm also like, I wonder how much he's comfortable with me telling you guys. So we have so much in common. His relationship, his previous relationship, that was, I think he said 6 years, ended at the beginning of January. He ended a 6-year, that was the end of the 6-year relationship was in January. And he said, I was just like, wait a minute. Because I also know that my relationship just ended at the beginning of January, and that it's like pretty quick for me to be like jumping back in. But I was like, 6-year relationship. And I mean like 6-year relationship. They have a mortgage together, 6-year relationship. He's an adult. He's like an adult man. So she got a job in BC. It was her dream job. And so the dream job was like, we're gonna set you up with a place. Oh, how's about this? That's right, baby. Correct. That should be a T3 though. To be honest, it should be a T3, and you know that. And as long as you admit that you know that, I won't punish you. That's right. Oh, he really doesn't, you guys. The difficulty is that I've expressed a boundary, which is that I don't like predators. And I feel like I need this guy to respect my boundary, which is that I don't like predators. And he's not allowed to talk today because he disrespected my boundary. Are you tearing apart that fucking tennis ball? Yes, you are. She's a bad dog. Okay, so you don't like predators. How do you feel about aliens? Okay, thank you. Thank you for lightening the mood. I want to go back to my date with the poet. We're talking. He's wearing really tight pants. Oh my god, his body's out of control. Oh my god. We talked about things. I'm sure we talked about stuff. You guys, you know me. I got so like I talk so much, and it's so annoying. And I know it. I can feel myself talking too much. And I don't know if he's ever had this experience before, but when I go out in public, people interact with me. So the family that was next to us left, and two guys, two our dad's age, like boomers, 2 boomer men sat down next to us. And I could tell that the one who was sitting across from me there was very annoyed with us talking. I also project a lot, so it's like you can really hear me. Because when that boomer guy came back from the bathroom, he sat down and in a huge booming voice started talking to his buddy. So much that the poet jumped and was like, what the fuck? But I was like, oh, you gotta get used to that, babe. People are gonna give their opinions on you and me being together all the time. It's great. It's so for audience participation when you're on a date. I went on a date last year with a guy. I forget if we ever really gave him a nickname. I feel like we must have, but I don't remember what it is now. And I was walking to the coffee shop to meet him for this date, this other guy, who I asked him to come fuck my brains out recently because that relationship ended. And I was like, we went on those nice dates last year, and he was down to fucking clown. So I was like, I need you to come fuck my brains out. I got dumped, and I just need to ride some cock. And he I'm so proud of him. He was like, I got sick over Christmas, and the girl that I was seeing really went above and beyond to take care of me, which makes me feel like she and I have connected in a way that means I can't come over and sexually satisfy you. And I was like, I respect you so much. Here's a bunch of pictures of my feet. It's terrible. Anyways, all this is to say, when I was going to meet him for a date last year, so walking to the coffee shop that we were going to meet up in, and this incredibly old, adorable-looking Asian woman saw me from across the street and lit up like she recognized me. I was like, that's weird. That was weird. I know what that looks like because I used to be a professional Disney princess. And so it was the exact same experience as being a professional Disney princess. And somebody looks at you and goes, what am I seeing? I know exactly what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And then they usually go about their day. But this incredibly old Asian woman looked at me, acted like she recognized me, knew who I was, and then followed me into that coffee shop. And then when this guy came for our date, we were sort of standing at the bar waiting for our hot drinks because we were going to go for a walk, I think. I don't even think we were going to stay in the coffee shop. As we were standing at the bar, this little old Asian lady walked by him and stomped on his foot super hard. like scuffed the fuck up out of his New Balances, hurt him, like, which he was like, oh my God, this woman is so tiny and she stepped so hard on me. And I was like, yeah, she looked at me like she recognized me earlier. And he was like, oh my God, I bet she wanted you to date her son. And now we talk, like every time I message him, I'm just like, yo, I have an eye out for your girlfriend. She's coming for you. She marked you. She marked her territory, baby. Oh man, on my first date with that other guy actually last year, we also had somebody, oh my God, I forgot about this. He and I we like met in a really public spot because I have so much anxiety about being fucking murder, raped, date, murder, raped, murder, date, raped. Which is also my kink. Imagine. I'm like a zombie. I need to eat your brains, but I'm afraid you're gonna kill me. So we went on like a really, really like public place, and we were sitting sort of in the middle of the super duper public place. And I was talking with my date, as I do. I'm saying so much. And then I asked him a question, and he started answering, and then the guy sitting next to him started answering me as well. I think he might have been on the spectrum of autism and couldn't help himself because he got kind of like hypnotized by what I was talking about and then caught up in the conversation. And the guy that I was on a date with also noticed that dude next to him started answering my question as well. It was so funny. I'm a witch. I'm a witch. You should burn me. So I'm on this date with the poet, and it's going wonderfully. I'm having the time of my life, and I'm just like, oh, he told me, he was like, I have to go to work, so I have to leave the date at 11 p.m. At 11 p.m. I gotta leave the date. That's like when I'm turning back into a pumpkin. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, do you want to come over to my house for an hour? And he was like, yeah, let's. It's so dangerous. Imagine inviting a guy into your house on the first date. So dangerous. It could have gone terribly. Maybe I'm just the ghost of V and he moited me. I've been moited. Again, my king. But no. So he comes over, and my dog is the best. My dog is the best because he walks in and my dog's like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see you again. She's just like so happy, and he's like, I've never met this dog before. And I was like, I know. And he's like, and she's reacting as if I'm her dearest friend. It's like, yes, she's a very terrible guard dog. So it was so sweet. It was so wonderful to watch him like interact with my cat and my dog. That's awesome. That is awesome. He's a cat dude. Him and his previous partner had a cat together. She has the cat now. So he's like, oh, I'm sad. I miss my cat. So it was nice that he got to like hang out with my kitty. The dog's just a good judge of character. I don't know. Because the dog also loved all the narcissists I've ever dated as well. I think she just loves men. I think my dog just loves men because I just love men like a dog. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like how true that rang. Moving on. She also loves women. That's true. She loves everyone. She is just a ball of love. She literally loves everyone. If she smells food on them, she likes them. No, that's not even true. You could smell like feces and methamphetamines, and she would be like, I love you. I love you. So the poet came back to my place because, I don't know. You guys, you know how sometimes you get feelings? And it's not just boner feeling penises. It's like, you get like an image in your head. I think it's an idea. So, yeah, I had this idea. Hi, do you want to come up? Come on up. I got this chair because it's the cuddler, and it's supposed to be big enough to fit you and your pets, or you. What a play. I didn't, and nor did you do that, but there it is. You look hotter than ever, says Cause for Concern. It's the truth. Yeah, and then even that, but yeah. So, the poet is the Hierophant reversed in the tarot major arcana. I don't know why, but he just is, and I feel this way. I don't know why. Some people just are the way they are. Some people just are the way they are. And so he came over, he was like, can I use your bathroom? I was like, yeah, go nuts. Like, it's fine. Every time somebody uses my bathroom, I'm like, oh my God, did I remember to flush? Or did I just leave? Like, all the human soil of the day. If you're a stoner, you forget things. Anyways, I'm sure I flushed. It's fine. He didn't immediately walk out and go, I need to leave immediately. Gotta go return some videotapes. And I gave him my tarot deck, and I was like, shuffle these, and then when they feel shuffled, hand them back to me. And I pulled out cards. Val, are you licking your paw? Leave your paw alone. Please don't lick your paw. Listen to my story. You guys, I already put a toilet seat on my wish list, and one of you guys already bought it off the wish list. And I put that toilet seat on my wish list less than 12 hours ago. Anyways, so he gave me back the deck after he shuffled it. And I started like laying out the cards, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Okay, all right, I see this, yeah. And honestly, I just wanted to see where the Hierophant was, and guess, you know where it was. You can already guess where it was. What are the chances of him putting it at the bottom of the deck? Like, honestly, of all the ways that you could shuffle that deck, of all the possible outcomes, the fact that he put the Hierophant at the very bottom of the deck. I'll never get over it. It's too perfect. And like, I didn't do anything. He's the one who shuffled the cards. He watched me lay them out. He saw me explaining to him that I was like, because I was giving him this talk as I was laying out all the cards. I was like, so sometimes you meet somebody and they really remind you of a certain card, and so sometimes you want to put the cards in their hands and be like, hey, shuffle these for me so that I can find out where you put this card. And as I'm saying this to him, I'm flipping over every single card. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and then we get to the very last card, and I'm like, do you want to see what card you are? And he's like, is it this card? And I was like, it is! It's the only card left! And I picked it up, and I threw it at him, and it landed reversed in front of him. You guys, he got up, and he walked around, I can't even remember, because honestly, it reset my entire nervous system. I've never wanted to feel myself and to feel somebody else more in my entire life in that moment. I think he like got up and walked, because honestly it feels like a dream. I think he got up and walked around the table, and he like put his hands on me, and like, sometimes when a man puts his hands on you, it is like, feel his hands on you, and oh my God in heaven, I feel his hands on me. It was very overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. I couldn't even look at him. I couldn't look at him. It was too much. Yeah. You're a puppy. I hear you whining, puppy. Fuck the fascists. The point of my comment, I understand why you and streamers don't want to talk about that. Oh yeah. They don't deserve any time or my words or anything other than to go fuck those idiot fascists. Sorry, I'm choking on my own rage. Would have been a plus though, no? Oh, jeez. If I hadn't flushed, that's what that comment is from. I know it. I know it. Bal, the bodysuit is precarious. I need you to be a good girl and not flash the audience. Okay, so a mortgageless poet who's a professional gambler. Wait, no, he has a mortgage. He owns the condo that him and his partner. And so they're like, what are we gonna do with this condo? Because she got her dream job. She moved to BC to settle down the roots, and he was going to tie up all the loose ends of their condo life in Toronto. And then they spent the last 4 months of last year apart. She moved, he said, in August. And now And they were like, being apart is kind of okay. Do you want to continue the relationship? Do you see the relationship moving forward? And they were like, no, not really. To Laser, stop licking your paw and listen to my story. Now, why can't I find anyone who talks to me like that? Oh, it's good. So yeah, that's, I mean, I was like, oh, like, yeah, hello. How do you end adult relationships? 101. It was a great date. I want to see him again, but I'm also like, relax. He just like, I was the second person he matched on Tinder with. So he's like going on dates and like gonna date the first woman that he matched with as well. And I'm like, yeah, do that. That's good. You should do that. You were in a relationship for 6 years. It's not time to like be monogamous right now. I love when men can't multitask, puppy. I love when men can't multitask. For non-tarot fans, is that significant? You can just Google all your tarot questions and then Google has all the answers for you. It'll be more impactful if Google tells you too, because then it's not just my interpretation. It's like, this is what it means in tarot. Yeah, he's gonna go on his date with the other woman, and that's good, and I'm happy for him. But I also want him to go on more dates with me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. If I close my eyes, I can like feel he like had his, you know that scene? Do you guys know the scene in Watchmen where Silk Spectre 2 is having sex with Dr. Manhattan? And she's like, licking your fingers like licking a battery. And then like all of a sudden there's like all the extra hands and he's made a bunch of clones of himself. Use the valve. Has just subscribed. Welcome to the blanket fort. I'm very glad you're here. I'll send you reverberating with the mighty cheer. I'll sing you in, I'll sing you out to your raise a mighty shout. Yo, yo, my sub is here, so welcome to my stream. Oh, sure, her little butt. You guys, dog butt. Do you know anything better than a dog butt? No, you don't. No, there's nothing better than your stupid little butt. Oh, your stupid little butt. You got such a dumb little butt. Oh my God, I love your stupid little butt. The other day she was laying down on the couch and the way that the light was coming in through the window framed it so perfectly that it was just her butt in the beautiful dappled sunlight. I was like, oh, this is art. Oof, this is art. This is your butt and it is art. This is how you know she's my dog, my biological dog, because she also has a great butt and I have a great butt. And beautiful brown eyes, biological daughter. Competition for me. Oh my God, Ian, I'm sorry. Are you trying to imply that this other woman that he's going to date is competition for me? I mean, if anything, I feel like it's an opportunity for me and her to fuck his brains out. That doesn't sound competitive. That sounds compatible. Ian, this is why you're single. Looking amazing as always. Thank you, mommy boy. What a good mommy's boy. Speaking of perfectly framed in the mod chat. Oh, so cute. There is no competition for V. No, Ian is saying the poet is competition for him. Damn, roasting me already. I'm just speaking the truth, Ian. Is it a roast or is it just the truth? Sometimes you gotta play co-op. I deserve to have sex with men and women at the same time. I absolutely do. Yeah, date 1 was amazing. Like, fully soaked panties. Phenomenal. Adored it. Really, really liked the poet. Cannot wait for more of the poet. I did a lot of, what number are you, what? What? Oh my God. Sorry. 696 gifted subs in total, North Countrymen. That is amazing. That is amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Never gift me another sub. You're done. And that's it. And that's North done. Now get just bits. Just get bits, I guess, from now on. I wish more people had that perspective, though. Ian, that perspective comes from age. I'm in my 35th year of life. And I did not feel this way when I was in my 25th year of life at all. Which is like no offense to 25-year-olds, but it's like I am more attractive now than I was when I was 25. Oh, she just like puts her little butt right on my tummy. Do you know how many thousands of men want to come all over this body and you just pressed your entire anus? Do you know how much money that would cost the average Twitch viewer? $20 million, baby. $20 million to press their anus against me and you get it for free because you're my puppy. I love you, puppy. It's gross. She's a gross dog. Oh my god, we're going to the beach! Yay, let's go to the beach! Yeah, Ian, let's go to the beach. You heard it, chat. Get the donut goal going. I can't wait to see the 20 million Kickstarter show up soon. What a sweet bark rat. You're a good bark rat. Look at her cute little coat. Little hoodie. She's a hoodlum. Ah, it is. It's time for the first break of the stream. I gotta give your cocks a rest. Jesus. Yay! Yeah, date number 1 went amazingly. But then, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, maturity is enjoying the cereal bits of Lucky Charms as much as the marshmallow. And I feel like my date with the poet was like putting my spoon into a bowl of perfectly mixed Lucky Charms cereal and pulling out all marshmallows by chance. So it was like, it literally felt surreal. I was like, this is going so well. And I'm like a little bit, I'm like, this is like too good to be true, right? Like I'm like waiting for him to tell me something awful. But truly nothing. So I told you about how tight his pants were. This was my favorite part of the date. My favorite part of the date was he was kissing me. He was standing next to me and I was sitting in like on my bar stool in my kitchen. And then I was like, whoa, like I realized that he was on my left side actually. He was like, he came because like of the way my kitchen is set up and where I was sitting. So he was on my left side and I realized that I was having difficulty feeling him and that was making me feel overwhelmed. In retrospect, I probably should have like stood up and let him like touch my whole body instead of just my left side. But he was like, okay, yeah, no worries. So then he was standing there and we were talking and you guys, literally nothing feels better than a man respectfully standing slightly away from you and his throbbing erection still firmly poking you hard in the side. It's just like, you can leave room for Jesus, but he will reach out and he will grab you. Oh, I love it. Okay, get your anus off me, you little rat. Let's go, B. Off. Pardon me. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I posted my Instagram story, the first one for you. Go enjoy. It's a great picture. I took, I don't know, like 14? I took 7 photos to start, and I didn't notice that there was a smudge on my mirror. So those first 7 photos are garbage. Unless you want the smudge. How much are you willing to pay for the smudge photos? Like, they're good pictures, but there's, like, smudge on the mirror. But, like, maybe that turns you on? Maybe you love it? Oh, JJ! JJ, do you want the dirty photos of me, or do you want the clean photos of me? Don't ask a man for the truth. Don't ask a man for the, wait, hold on. I want to go, yeah, this way. I want to be in the middle. Hello. So yes, I went on my first date with the poet, and it was wonderful, and will date him again. Very excited. I read his mind on so many things. One of the things that I said to him, I mentioned this before because we were talking about, like, what are your kinks? We were, like, having a very sexy conversation that adults have before they go on a date. This is before we met. And he was like, I love dirty talk. And that was a red flag for me. If you go back in my stream, I already talked about this when it happened. That I was like, that's such a huge red flag because I also love dirty talk, and I've been trying to engage you in dirty talk, and you have not been engaging in dirty talk with me. And I said to him, I was like, I feel like I'm trying to flirt with my tutorial leader in university. And then when we were on our date, he was like, I taught college for a while. And I was like, yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I told you you're giving me big, like, I'm your student and you're, like, not allowed to flirt with me vibes. I think I can feel, like, hesitation from him in that he doesn't want to do the wrong thing. And it's just coming across as, like, very professional, where I'm like, no, we matched on Tinder. I want you to talk about how much you want to see my butthole. Agreed, the photo is so hot on Instagram. The lighting, it's really, I wanted to take the photo and post it early because this lighting is just divine. Just divine. Divine lighting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, date number 1 was great with the poet. Date number 2. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, date number 2. Oh no. No. Sorry, I literally just felt my hip, like, crack and realign from the deep acceptance that date number 2 was an unmitigated disaster. It was a disaster. It was a bad date. It was a bad date. I was talking about this on date number 3, which I had last night. I'm so hungover. You guys can't tell. Shh. On date number 3 last night, I was talking about how in my 20s, I would give people, like, 24 chances. I would spot 24 red flags in my 20s. And then in my 30s, it's more like 3 red flags. And then sometimes it's just 1, if the 1 is big enough. So the first date that I went on a couple of weeks ago, he hit 3. He gave me 3 red flags. He called me sweetie. He ate a live shrimp. And he said that he got reported and banned off of Hinge because some woman reported him for showing up where he didn't belong with a bunch of other stuff that he said she made up. But that is too scary for me to play around with. Like, when someone tells you who they are, you listen, right? So I was on date number 2. So date number 2, we go to a really, really nice restaurant with amazing food. Go to an Asian restaurant. Date number 2, we went to a Japanese food place, and date number 2 is Chinese. I thought it was so funny. I was like, so what is he had a very, very thick accent. I was like, what is your original language? Like, what is your first language? And he said Chinese. And I was like, do you mean Cantonese or Mandarin? And he was like, oh! And I was like, yeah, I know the difference. I know that Chinese isn't, like, there's Cantonese and there's Mandarin. There's, like, a bunch of other languages as well. And so that was very interesting. I really enjoyed that. He's so handsome. Like, he literally was so fucking handsome. Just gorgeous. And, oh, it's like so funny. He was wearing this like purple long sleeve button up shirt, and then his drink came, and his drink was the exact same color as his shirt. And I was like, oh my God, you match. It's great. The conversation was really, really nice. When you're speaking with somebody who doesn't have English as their first language, and it just takes longer for them to think about what they're gonna say, and it takes longer for them to say it, to form each and every one of the like vowels and words. It gives me more time to like think, and so it was actually a really good date. Like, I think that's why it felt like such a fucking disaster, is because it was actually a really good date. I was really enjoying talking with him and getting to know him. He picked out we went to a restaurant that he knew really well and he really liked. So he picked out a bunch of his like favorite foods that he knew he was going to enjoy, and a bunch of new stuff that he had never tried before that we got to try together. And it was so delicious. Like, the food was so good. We were laughing. We were having a great time. And then one huge, undeniable red flag. He said, I don't really believe in man-made climate change. And just like, check please. Taxi! What's good is that I was able to shift his perspective a little bit, because I noticed that what he said was easy enough to dismantle. That he was like, I don't think like a person could change the climate. And I was like, you are absolutely correct. I agree with you. A person cannot change the climate. But this is not what a person has done. This is what humanity has done over decades and decades and decades, with increasing ferocity. Like, there's no denying it, and I can see the evidence of it. I can see the evidence of it with my own two eyes, with every fiber of my being, in the changing of the seasons and in the worrying shift in the fucking climate. So I was able, and he was like, okay, yeah. He's like, I agree that you're right. It doesn't make sense to say that like a man can't change the climate, but people could change the climate. But then he was like, I just think that like the world goes through natural healing and cooling cycles. And I'm like, yes, you are correct. But the world is such a big thing. For a man or a woman to notice that cycle is very alarming, because we shouldn't be able to notice that. It shouldn't be noticeable in our lifetime. It should only be noticeable looking through the like historic records of the actual like topography of the land, you know? Yeah. Oh no. Ian's so mean. Does he also think the earth is flat? The guy who invented leaded gasoline affected the climate so low. It's a very good perspective. That's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So date number 2 was good up until that point. Literally up until that point, I was like, I will see you again. I will hang out with you again. I wasn't sure if I was feeling like deep sexual chemistry with him, but I was like, yeah, I'll hang out with you again. Like, I had fun, and like getting to know you seems to be the thing to do for me, so I enjoy that. But then yeah, I like, as a baseline, I need you to believe in science. The bar is, you have to believe in science. And if scientists have been saying this for decades, long before any of us have even been alive, I believe them. I believe that they have... What? I love science. I love science. I think environmental impact from heavy industrial activity was pretty evident in China. Yes. Well, I think that the phrase pretty evident doesn't have the same weight in China as it does in other places in the world. I mean, what evidence has any weight anymore? We saw a fascist do a Nazi salute at the inauguration of the President of the United States of America, and those words are never going to feel right coming out of our mouths ever. I hate that he did that, and he put us in this timeline where that has to be a part of our collective memory. And the truth is, we all need to do the PTSD yoga. I don't think it is an exaggeration to say that it was traumatizing. It's terrifying to see somebody do that, and there's no escape from it because it's a part of our shared history. We can't just make him go away. We can't just make the fascists go away. We're trapped with them. Nope, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Ugh, no, we're not. We have always pushed back against these types of people, and we always will. Is that a new toy? It is. It's a gift from my brother. My brother got it because Toronto is famous for their raccoons, and it's Bal's new favorite toy. It's her favorite toy. I don't know if you noticed, but it was in the background of the photo that I posted of her sleeping in the sunlight the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of toys in the background, including the penis toy. That's my toy. It was 8 degrees Celsius yesterday and today in fucking January. That's not right. 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 We shouldn't be noticing these things in our lifetime. The fact that, like, my dear, sweet biological daughter, Ritus, is so young and can notice this. Bro, these legs, how? They go all the way up. They go all the way up. I am cleft in twain. Yeah. Trying to fuck me is like trying to jam your cock into a corpse plant. I'm so sorry. That's the worst visual imaginable. I apologize. Exxon knew what was happening in the 70s. They knew. Not, they were just told exactly. Not just that they hypothesized. They knew it. It was, anyways. So you noticed that too, true. Communist dictatorships that repress their people aren't known for considering evidence. Communist dictators. Communists? Where are the communists? Am I supposed to be also afraid of communism? I thought we were just afraid of the rising tide of fascism. Bark Rat has toy trash rat. It was negative 20 degrees Celsius a few years ago at this time of year. Exactly, yes, yeah. Cleft in twain. What you say? Hello, V. Hello, Joe Schmo. Oh no, I can never pronounce this word. Thucydides? Fuck. Thucydides. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering it. Explained how populist leaders make decisions that are temporarily popular, but can lead to the downfall of a nation. Short-sightedness absolutely is one of the great results of keeping people in survival mode. Being in survival mode does mean that you are just focused on your next meal, and you're not particularly worried about your grandchildren's meals, or your great-grandchildren's meals, or your unknowable great-great-great-grandchildren's meals. She played with the toy so hard she put her hood on. She played with the toy so hard she's now wearing her hood. You're the best little dog in the whole wide world. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. It's a great toy. It's a great toy. Yes. She loves it. It's very sweet. She, yep, this is the one she's been gnawing on. This is the wet one. She just, those instincts are so deep in the dogs. Thucydides. Thucydides. I love that both of you tried to give me the, like, phonetic explanation of it, and they're slightly different. Yeah. Just think of communists as Trump's trade war with China. It basically became a subdivision. I don't want to think about that. I recognize that that is an unhealthy coping mechanism, and that's not helping. But it's also the feeling that I have, and I sometimes you have to sort of, like, listen to your feelings. Sometimes you gotta listen to your feelings, even though the feelings feel terrible. I need to tell date number 2 that there's not gonna be a date number 2. You know what I mean? I need to tell date number 2 that he shit the bed. No, I don't. No, I don't. I just need to figure out how. I just need to, like, explain. I think I'm allowed to just say, and then there's this other, so you guys, I'm, like, matched with this other guy a few weeks ago. He kind of disappeared for a little while, and then he came back, and he was like, I'm so sorry I disappeared for a little while, and came back, but I had a death in my family, and I'm like, of course I understand, there's no problem. But the reality is I'm not really feeling a ton of chemistry with him. And I feel bad because I'm like, that could be because he just had a death in the family and he's not. He's like, hey, let's meet up. Let's meet up. And I don't feel enthusiastic about meeting up with him. But then I recognize that that's like, it's whatever. Is that just because I had like an excellent date last night? And am I just like resting on the laurels and like feeling a little social battery low? I don't know. Or, no, I didn't like, he's said a couple of things to me. I feel like he has 2 red flags already. He said like a couple of things to me that I pointed out to him were expressed as if they were supposed to be complimentary, but they weren't. And so I find it like a pretty noticeable red flag if somebody is insulting me with the mask of paying me a compliment. I find it very insulting because I'm gonna notice that and I'm gonna call you out on it. Can you see anything? You can't see anything. Yeah, your hood's on. You can't see. Oh, you can't see. Isn't that kind of like negging? It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. He looked at my Instagram profile. Like we matched on Tinder and we talked for a little bit. And then he saw my Instagram profile and his first comment was, you're like nearly perfect, or like, damn, you're almost perfect. And my response was, that's almost a compliment, but it wasn't. And I can't stop thinking about that. And I feel like because he said that to me, I don't want to spend time with him. Yeah. And then I like sent him another picture of myself from, it was the day that I was wearing that little black sundress with like the big poofy hair. And he was like, this one's perfect. And I was like, yeah, whatever, fucking whatever. Too little, too late. I don't need somebody to tell me that I'm perfect. It just sort of smacks of a lack of creativity, where it's like almost perfect. There are so many words that can exemplify that are complimentary, instead of saying those exact words which are not complimentary at all in the least. Maybe it was like a lead up to a joke. There are tons of, I have a great sense of humor, I think. I love to laugh. I don't feel like I'm unnecessarily sensitive, but I do recognize I'm a very sensitive person. Very sensitive person. Absolutely. The reality is I can't be with somebody who is insensitive, because that's going to result in me having my toes stepped on quite often, and that's not really what I want in a relationship. I would rather be with somebody who is able to sense, using their sensitivity. It's a skill. It's a skill that requires dedicated, concentrated effort every day to sense. But so many of us are so desensitized because we want to play video games, or we just want to get a dopamine release from endlessly scrolling. It's, I think, what I like so much about The Poet, and what I like so much about, okay, so I went on a date last night. I am a different person. I am a very different person today. I did things last night. Things were done to me last night. Dreams came true last night. It was a very wild first date. A very wild first date. With a 54-year-old man. I've never been on a date with somebody who's 20 years older than me. He's considerably older than me. I feel like I need to wear t-shirts that say I'm a 35-year-old adult woman, because I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my God, he's this like incredibly handsome 54-year-old adult man. It's so great. And then I catch sight of our reflections together and I'm like, oh fuck, and you look like his daughter. Oh no. I am not his daughter. His daughter is much younger than me. But he does have 2 kids. So what are the kind of compliments that people prefer, and what sparks your heart to inspire devotion to another person? Compliments must be given based in choice and feeling. How does that person's choice make you feel? Compliment that. There you go. Maybe just do the first part, don't do the second part. You guys are not good at feeling anything other than your boners. You look charming. Nah, that's bad. I don't like charming. What is the weirdest thing someone has done on a date? Tell me that he ate a live shrimp and then tried to bounce away from that. Because the truth is, if he told me that he ate the live shrimp and he was like, and I'd do it again, because I'm an alpha fucking Chad who deserves to crush life between his mighty jaws, I'd be like, yo, okay, cool. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But like, good for you for having some fucking convictions. Good for you for knowing where you are and where you fucking aren't. But that guy told me he ate a live shrimp and then was like, it's because I was peer pressured into doing it. And then because I'm an irrational loser, I extrapolated that into, you're the kind of guy who would let his boss molest their children to get a promotion, which is nonsense and a wild extrapolation not based in any kind of reality. But my anxious brain will make up any kind of crazy nonsense. So I need people to be based in reality and not eat live shrimp. Sensitive, having limits aren't the same thing. We can all have our limits. No one else dictates them. Boundaries, absolutely. Being sensitive to our boundaries and finding people who are respectful of our boundaries is fucking amazing. On a scale of 1 to dog park, how wild? He was nothing like Mr. Touchy-Feely. Everything was so incredibly perfect. It wasn't too fast. It was like right. It was like a very good. So I went on this date with Mr. Daddy, which is going to be his name, and I was like, you have to come back to my place. And do you guys know that black bodysuit that I get banned for wearing every once in a while? It's like a long sleeve off the shoulder black bodysuit. I was wearing that with like a high-waisted like knit skirt. Very classy, very beautiful, very form-fitting, very comfortable. And he came over and I said something, or I don't know. Anyways, we cheersed and he went to go take a drink, or maybe he was really taking a big swig. And I pulled my bodysuit down and exposed my breasts to him while he was taking his drink. And I had 2 black heart-shaped nipple pasties on underneath my bodysuit. And his face, oh my God. His face. Oh, Mr. Daddy's face. Oh, that's so fucking funny. That's so fucking funny. It was great. He was, it was great. It was like a deep appreciation, and also like, I could like see the like fire inside of him just be like, I'm gonna teach this woman a lesson. And then what? I thought it was so polite of him that when he threw me over my countertop to start fucking me, we spilled one of the drinks that I made, and he was like, wait, go get a towel before we started fucking. I was like, what? You want to clean? Who gives a fuck? We're in the kitchen. The kitchen is made for, okay. We cleaned up. We cleaned up the mess before I fucked him on the first date. I don't know why I haven't done this before. Why? Did you guys know you could just fuck somebody on the first date? That's allowed. That's allowed. As adults, you're allowed to. That was a good first date. I can't believe I came right away. I was like, I couldn't even believe, I said it, and I was, a part of me was like, oh, did you just lie to him? Don't lie to him. And then I was having an orgasm. Imagine fucking somebody on the first date and you have an orgasm on the first date. Like, I had sex with Stretch all last year. I have been having sex with Stretch since I was 22 years old. And he made me come twice only. And, I mean, like, Stretch is a 33-year-old, 6'6", like, dude. Like, he's just... And, like, this 54-year-old man gave me an orgasm immediately. It was phenomenal. I was so jazzed. I'm still so jazzed. Awesome. Real nice. Real good. We had great conversation, too. Yeah, just, like talking the whole time, like, laughing, having a good time. He walked into my bedroom, and he looked at all my shoes, and he was just like, excellent. You are absolutely allowed to have an orgasm on the first date. It's great. Yeah. Oh no, Biking Viking, I'm sorry, I missed your comment. Can you do it again? I'm so sorry. Does Mr. Daddy have a yacht? You guys, I really want to be in a Natalie Wood bio picture. I want to become an actor so that I can be Natalie Wood in a bio picture, so that everybody understands the tragedy and the beauty of Natalie Wood. So he's got a guaranteed second date? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, you seem super happy. This is great. It was awesome. It was great. Yeah, it was wild. His reaction when he achieved orgasm was phenomenal. I thought I had killed him, you guys, actually. I don't know if I need to mentally prepare myself for this man having an orgasm and, like, because I was like, oh my God, you killed him. Oh no, you're watching him have a heart attack. Please don't die, Mr. Daddy. Please don't die. I don't want him to die. And even he was like, we have been drinking and, like, just met. And so he was like, I didn't think I was going to come either, to be perfectly frank. I was like, yeah, you seem surprised. Oh no, I don't. And then, yeah, he was like, I need to lay down. And I was like, yeah, lay down. And he laid down and he, like, put his hand on his chest like that. And I was like, no, please don't die. Like, please don't have a heart attack and die. Please don't die. Oh my God, you guys, I don't think I would ever be happy or recover from fucking a man to death. I would not like that. I would not like that. Did you name your dog after the Carthaginian or the serial killer? Yes. V, dating a 50-year-old Mr. Daddy. You better know how to recognize heart attacks, strokes. We expire quicker than you. Don't joke about you guys. I don't. And it, like, oh shit, he's so fucking ripped. Like, this man has 0% body fat and works out every day. And I was, like, touching his chest and just, like, feeling him after, in, like, the postcoital bliss. And I was like, holy fuck, like, your muscles feel amazing. Your muscles feel amazing. I used to be a lifeguard. I should definitely get recertified, though, because anyone who was ever a lifeguard knows how quickly those certifications become obsolete. Oh my God in heaven. Oh Lord. I don't know, guys. I don't know. He has kids. He has 2 teenagers. They're, like, mid-teenagers. They're not, like, very, very young teenagers. They're not super old teenagers. They're, like, mid-teenagers. And I'm like, what if your son jerks off to me? Like, what if his son is watching right now and he's like, wait a minute. My dad's in a particularly good mood all of a sudden, and we live in Toronto. I can't handle that. I don't want to think about that. I don't like that. That's not for me to worry about, so I won't. Okay. Do you have to take first aid classes to get your license in Canada? You do not. No. At least not in Ontario. No. In Ontario, to get your learner's permit, you have to do a written test that proves you know the basic understanding of the rules of the road. And then you get a G1 permit, which allows you to drive a motor vehicle with a fully licensed person in the passenger seat, or somebody who's had their like level 2 license for 4 years at least. So you do that, or you can take classes as well. You can take classes. If you take classes, then you can write, then you do the driven test. There's like a driving test to get your next level. And if you do classes, it's been a while since I've done this. If you do the classes, you can take the driven test within 9 months. If you don't do the classes, then you just have to wait a year. $20 hours, of course mandatory, is here. I feel like if I ever have kids, I'm gonna be like, you gotta take some like first aid classes, and I'll send them off to summer camp to be like fucking Lord of the Flies. It's important to Lord of the Flies your children. You should let your children go a little feral. They should know where their boundaries are. It's important. Hello. We're playing fetch now? Do you want kids one day? The state of the world makes me not want to bring more lives into the world. I think kids are great though. I love trying to make children. I feel like that's my favorite thing. Sorry. I apologize for apologizing because I apologize for nothing. Man, the world outside of America is such a beautiful place. No offense to America, which is also a very beautiful place. But I feel like that shows how beautiful the rest of the world truly is because, yeah, there's like things in the world that create a sense of security and a sense of trust in your fellow man. Like in some places in the world, you get to go learn first aid to drive a car. And so that you know every person in every car that you drive past, in case of an emergency, can be called upon reliably to have a basic understanding of what to do in an emergency. That is the most basic foundation of what it is to be a society. Yeah. What do you think of adoption? That's really the thing. I'm like, I want to be a like 40 or 50-year-old woman with so much money and so much time and so much love to give that I like foster kids who need a ton of patience and understanding and support. Yeah. And I'm not there yet because I'm in my 30s. I was about to say, have you been reading the news lately? Thoughts on adoption. Or like fostering children and helping them find and grow into adults who understand what safety is and can have a foundation to grow from. Oh no, a lot of offense to America. It fucking sucks here. I do not like the rising tide of fascism. I also called years ago that Americans would start talking about invading Canada. You can go back in the VODs. I said it. I knew it. I knew it. As an American, the grass is always greener on the other side. It seems that way. In America, we get sued if we help people. Oh, God. That's beyond fucked up. Oh, no, in America, we don't know what a mortgage or a tax is. Our education sucks. Me neither. It's not an invasion. We're just incorporating your country. Oh, it is an invasion. I got so scared yesterday. I had this, like, horrible vision of the President of the United States being like, let us colonize big swaths of Canada, or we'll just drop a nuke on Toronto, and then 10% of your population is gone, and you can't fight back. And I'm like, what a horrific thing to imagine. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach that that idea was in my head at all. And I can't get it out, because when I was in 7th or 8th grade, our teacher was explaining to us about North Korea, about the dictatorship in North Korea, and how it's terrifying to have crazy people in charge because they will do unpredictable things. It freaks me out so much because I really, really loved my grade 7, grade 8 teachers. We had really, really great 7, grade 8 teachers. And it was like, I think I don't even actually remember. It was a long time ago, and I've done a lot of drugs since then. But I remember that was one of the first times I ever saw an adult express fear. Like an adult express fear in front of me was when he was explaining his feelings about North Korea. And then seeing the things that we saw last week at the inauguration made me think about that fear and that anger at being held captive by a crazy man. Woof. We would never do that. I know, we love each other. We love each other. We would never do that to each other. Americans and Canadians love one another. We're not gonna hurt one another. If you blow up Toronto, there's no point in invading anymore. Well, yeah. There's a lot of Canada that isn't Toronto, but the reality is that like almost 10% of our population lives in the greater Toronto area. We do have a like very centralized mass population, and that does make us a little vulnerable to, you know, supervillainy levels of tyranny. Honestly, it is super level villainy. Sorry, it is super villain levelly. I can't even say it. It's right. I mean, this doesn't feel very different than like being on those two fucking ferry boats and one's gonna explode unless both of them like, you know what I mean? Oh man, oh, it doesn't feel good. You guys, I don't want Selena Gomez to cry. I know this is such a crazy thing to feel, but I also can recognize the unifying experience of watching this incredibly beautiful baby-faced woman express genuine terror for her people, because they're deporting children. They're terrorizing children. It makes me sick. It's horrific. There's no overreaction to what is happening. And at the same time, we have to not react every minute of the day to it, which feels disgusting. It feels apathetic. And then it's like, what do I do? What do I do with these feelings? Because and then your brain just associates away from it. It literally, it's like, I don't know, it's like watching a thermometer burst through the top of it and the pressure gets released, and all of a sudden it's like, this is so big and I am just one person. What do we do? What do we do, dog? What do we do, chat? How do we stop people from hurting children? The most basic, unifying. We can all agree on that. We just shouldn't be hurting children. Something that is so comforting about watching TV is that at the end of the episode, the bad guys are punished. And that's what makes TV so unrealistic from real life. And makes it so frustrating in real life to have to accept that the bad things don't get the same reaction in real life as they do on TV or in movies. When I was a kid, they told us anyone could be president, and now they really let anyone be president. I think one of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons is when Sideshow Bob gets elected as mayor of Springfield, and he goes up to the podium to make his address after the vote has been announced. And he just laughs. He just laughs and laughs and laughs and laughs. And it's so terrifying to realize that that would have been preferable to the actual inauguration that we saw. It's that sensation of having your brain torn apart, that you're like, I wish it would have been less threatening, terrifying, and soul murdering if those fascist morons had just stepped up to the podium and just laughed instead of what they actually did. And that's unimaginable. That is an unimaginable reality. If you had told your younger self, you know that episode where Sideshow Bob just gets up to the microphone and just goes, he just goes on and on and on. It's a great laugh. Kelsey Grammer does a great job of it because you can really feel the contemptuous victory over this unsuspecting population of rubes. Sorry. Okay. That would have, if you had told my younger self, that is the better outcome than what you're about to see. I understand why some people kill themselves in a video game. Because we all thought that, the worst thing we could imagine was the news that we got at the beginning of the year, which was that Aubrey Plaza's husband had committed suicide. I apologize for the trigger warning. The idea of our partner committing suicide is unbearably painful in every way. And no one can imagine suddenly being like, Jesus Christ, I'm glad he didn't live to see that. It's such a fast turnaround. Almost a sickeningly callous expression. But also, I feel terrible that man took his own life. Please do not hurt yourselves. But also, please, let's not live through the rise of fascism. Your laugh is truly evil. You've definitely done that before. I love that episode, and so I laugh along with him every time because it's a really good laugh. It's an excellent performance. And a big part of performance is mimicry, so you gotta practice your craft. Or the episode of the Master from Doctor Who when he becomes president. I didn't get into Doctor Who. America Today from Sideshow Bob. Your guilty conscience may move you to vote Democratic, but deep down you long for a cold-hearted Republican to lower your taxes, brutalize criminals, and rule you like a king. Phenomenal. Yes, it was, yeah. Your laugh sounded like Ursula. I admit that in the past I wasn't nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True, yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And dear lady, please don't laugh. I use it on behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and depressed. Pathetic. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron crying, spells, Ursula, please, and I help them. Yes, I do. Now, it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake 'em across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint. But on the whole, I've been a saint to those poor, unfortunate souls. But without my voice, how will I? You'll have your looks, your pretty face. And don't underestimate the importance of body language. Ha! The men up there don't like a lot of blather. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Yes, on land it's much preferred that ladies not to say a word, and after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on! They're not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can, but they dote and swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. It's she who holds her tongue who gets her man. Come on, you poor unfortunate souls! Go ahead! Make your choice! I'm a very busy woman, and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much. Just your voice! And then it goes on, and then crescendo. Do you want to do it? On the music. Bum, 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 bum. And her legs split apart, and you know she gets a pussy. We all know it. She's looking at her feet, but she's looking between her legs, too. It's true. I've done that every minute of my life. I saw that as a kid and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I love it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's so, I love that song. I obviously love that song so much. You can tell. Nathan, what's good, baby? In House of Cards, there was a monologue where Underwood, the character, says, "You don't need me to stand for anything. You just want me to stand. You don't, oh, I don't apologize. I don't care if you love me or hate me as long as I win. Welcome to the death of the age of reason." I used to think that was an amazing villain speech, and now it's a little too close to home. And he's absolutely correct. In business, it doesn't matter what you stand for. It really doesn't matter what you stand for. You can stand for anything. People just want somebody who's firm in their convictions. I mean, I said that earlier myself, right, Nathan? About the guy who ate the shrimp. The guy who ate the shrimp, I mean, I don't want to date somebody who's going to eat a live fucking animal, but if he could stand up for the act of eating the shrimp, I could respect it. You can respect somebody who's, like, firm in their convictions. But there's also something that happens when you deal with abusively narcissistic people, which the President of the United States and many fascists are abusively narcissistic to like a clinically damaging degree. They lack so much empathy, they are able to demonize whole groups of people because of that truly a deep lack of empathy that all narcissists have. And again, people throw around the word narcissist quite often. On my date last night with Mr. Daddy, he also was like, "Can we please talk about the use of the word narcissist?" And I was like, "Yes, I'd love to, absolutely." And there are narcissistic traits. Every person on this planet has narcissistic traits. We would all love to get the biggest slice of the pie. And that's normal. That's a regular part of human experience. All of us will behave in narcissistic ways at times in our life. That's on the low end of the spectrum that everybody exists at. In the middle of the spectrum is where most people are, and it's moderate narcissism. It's not a personality disorder like narcissistic personality disorder, which is a clinical mental illness that creates a noticeable, damaging long-term effect to themselves and everyone around themselves. That is something completely different. But most people have a sort of moderate narcissism where they're just sort of jerks. Underachieving jerks. Okay, I'm gonna go take a picture of my butt and upload it to Instagram. So, go enjoy that. Yeah. I'm sorry, that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to because I took so many great photos of my butt. I usually only post one nice photo of my butt per day, but you guys are getting 2 nice butt photos today on this Tuesday. 2 nice butt photos for you. Please go click on that Linktree link and go follow my Instagram and, well, actually, no, I don't know. Delete your Instagrams. Fuck Meta. Oh my god, we're talking about fuck, and here I am posting on Instagram. You guys, the cognitive dissonance is thick with this one. Thick as her booty. I love sharing my ass with people. You know what? That's what my blue sky and threads should be. I need to get my blue sky and my fucking threads going. I need to start using some social media that isn't fucking run by the biggest losers on the planet. I'm sorry, please don't take all my stuff away from me. I love my content. I post my butt too much for you to take me away. I need a little table right here. I'm gonna put a little table on my wish list so that you can just buy it for me, and then it'll be done. And that'll be good for all of us. Wait, isn't Threads part of Meta too? For fuck's sake. God damn it, there's no escaping these idiots. And I'm the biggest idiot of all, aren't I? Hey, come on, focus, little camera, you can do it. Here we go. Oh, also, my favorite thing about posting my butt picture is that I post a picture of my butt and my DMs go from 0 to 10. Should I read the 10 DMs out loud that I received since I posted my butt picture? I think that would be super fun. How do you buy things for me? You can click on that link, and there is a wish list therein. I said pink, but I don't think it should be pink. It should probably be mint green, right? Let's get mint green then. I don't think it should be pink. Small mint side table. Do you ever play video games? I'm a big Animal Crossing gal. I also really love Resident Evil. We were talking about, like, I'm gonna try roller skating, and I've been sort of become aware of this numbness in my body, so I think I'd be better at video games now that I have a little bit more body awareness, you know? Okie dokie. I don't know if any of these feel exactly. Ooh, this one's sick. This one's sick. What is this? That's way too expensive. I'm not gonna make you pay that much for a table. That's great though. I understand why it's that expensive. Sensual Cupcakes loves this outfit. I too love this outfit. Yeah. Have a lot of fun thinking about this outfit. If you just type in a Wooga Wolf, nothing comes up. You have to be more specific than that. You gotta work a little bit harder than just a Wooga Wolf. Or maybe if you're like verified on, oh, this would be, oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it. This is so nice. And yes, the gold matches so perfectly. Width 17.7 inches or width 6.5 inches. I think 16.5. I think slightly smaller would be kind of better. I think that's probably better. Hooray! Oh yay, I'll add it to my wish list right now. That's great. That's just grand. That's gonna fit real nice right here. Can put my tea down over here. Can like utilize this space a little bit more. That's grand. That's just, I'm really here for that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Hi JCryJK, welcome back. Huzzahs. Huzzahs are in order. Hooray. Yeah, wearing tights makes your leg, anything that's like close to the skin will kind of give you a little bit of an itch, right? Itchy skin. Also because it's so dry, fuck. Ugh. I do not like how dry it is. If I let the wind touch my face in the wintertime, now because I'm old, because I'm like a geriatric bitch. If I let the wind touch my face in the wintertime, I get eczema. I get a rash. I'm like, wow, I can't do, I believe in climate change. I truly do. I believe in climate change. I think it's a real thing. I think it's factual. And I also recognize that it's not just gonna fuck up humanity, but it's fucking up my skin. I don't like it. I don't want it to fuck up my skin. I don't want climate change to fuck up my skin. This is bothering me on a micro and a macro level. Yeah, that second date was no good. So we're not gonna go on any more dates with that second date guy. There are a couple other guys that I'm talking to on Tinder that I might go on dates with as well. One of these guys seems pretty, I mean, he kind of freaked me out a little bit, where he gave me a sort of, he said that, the moon, he said that he's like, oh, I've, like, been really feeling the moon lately. I really feel like the moon is, like I should be drawn to moon symbols. And that, like, sensitivity, I love that shit. I love that shit. There's an episode of Bob's Burgers where Gail is dating Mr. Frond. In a later episode, Bob says, oh yeah, like you and Mr. Frond, how you guys are dating. Although you probably call him Philip, don't you? And Gail responds, no, I call him Mr. Frond. It's so funny. Anyways, she's dating Mr. Frond and she's like, there are signs. There are signs when you are like meant for somebody. Like if he like made something for me. And then Mr. Frond uses his dead grandmother's shawl to make a doll of Gail. And the dead grandmother shawl doll then gets stolen by the archaeologist's kleptomaniac little son. I love Bob's Burgers. You guys gotta watch all these episodes, please. And it gets thrown down a storm drain. So there's like signs. So this one guy that I matched with, he's like, oh my God, like I'm so drawn to the moon. I'm so drawn to the moon, and it's like a sign. It's a sign, and I'm so drawn to the moon. And I'm like, oh, he did it? Oh, fuck. Well, yeah. The reason that he did that, we're fucked. Ian, the reason he did that is because moderate people are swayed by his Ontario is not for sale speech, which is awful. Because I'm like, no, don't listen to him. Don't think that he's all of a sudden, just because he said one good thing, don't think that he has good ideas. Please, I'm dead. Always picturing V wearing Linda's red glasses. I did a sexy Linda cosplay and I did take pictures of it, but my whole entire, I think my like left or right pussy lip was just completely out in all the photos, which makes them absolutely unusable. Yes, you can see the distinction of like, that's a pussy lip. That's the lip of the pussy. And so all the burger, yeah, I slipped a little bit of roast beef into that Bob's Burgers cosplay. I'm sorry. I'll do a sexy Linda cosplay again with my bits in more order. Oh, we were talking about my nipples. We were talking about my nipples earlier because I wanted to mention the Bob's Burgers episode, Beef Squatch. I got so distracted talking about how Linda wonderfully notices how toxic the entertainment industry is and is like, this is to save my family. And she flashes the camera and Teddy says, what you think is symmetrical is not, and what you think is pink is actually brown. And like, oh, I love that. I love it. I love getting naked because when I was in university, I had this great fuck buddy. Oh my God. He was real tall, real skinny, very, very pale with like dark curly hair and like blue eyes. He grew up in St. Thomas and Rachel McAdams was his babysitter, which is adorable and hilarious. Rachel McAdams was considered for Vesper Lind in Casino Royale. So she got sent a script of Casino Royale so she could read it and decide if she wanted to play Vesper Lind or not. And she remembered that the guy that she used to babysit, because they had stayed kind of in touch, was a big James Bond fan. So she gave him, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but she gave him the copy of it. He had the like Rachel McAdams Casino Royale script in his house. I was like, that's so fucking cool. I love that. He was my first fuck buddy that I had in university. Great chemistry. Adore him, even still, decades later. And he was the first man to explain to me that some people look better with their clothes on, and some people are more attractive with their clothes off. It happens sometimes. Not everyone gets more attractive. Some people are very attractive in their clothes, and then you see them naked, and you're like, kind of fell flat. Maybe the clothes are really doing a lot of heavy lifting there. And he said that about himself. He was like, I know that, like, my body's more attractive in clothes. He had, like, a concave chest. He had, like, a sort of indented chest, which was super horny. He told me to fill it once with my sex juices. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a healthy design. Fill you up? I'd love to. I'm a gas station attendant. Grand. Decades later, and I still think about that. It's so horny. Adore it. But also, he was the first time that I realized the disparity between somebody's body type and their penis. Up until that point, most of the guys that I dated had a body type and a penis that were fairly congruent with one another. And he was quite thin and just like a tall, regular dude with a fucking girthy, thick cock. I was astounded. I was like, no wonder you slouch. It was incredible. I was just like, wow, that is a very thick penis. It was great. He was also one of the first men to encourage me to be really dominant. He's like, I think it'd be very horny to be spanked by you. I think it'd be very horny to be spanked by you. And I spanked him so hard, I bruised my palm. I didn't know what I was doing. I was literally just like spanking him as hard as I could. It's great. What does congruent even mean? Flinglish, just like Google these words. Do you not know how to look up words? You should learn how to look up words. It'll serve you wonderfully to feed your inquisitive mind. It's excellent. It's an excellent practice to get into. Is it weird that I like forearms? No, there's like whole subreddits dedicated to like men's hands and forearms and like women's hands and forearms. Yeah, why not? Why don't you hit him up? Is he taken now? I don't know. We had our time. It was great and grand. I don't know if I could. You don't always want to like try to recapture things that you have grown from. Congruent is a geometry term used to describe two cocks of equal surface area. Okay, it wasn't when I said it, but it is now. That is, yes. It's fun. Look at how we can hold two truths at the same time. My goodness, the mindfulness is off the charts here today. Oh my god, I love it. Okay. I'm not good at rejecting people. Maybe I get to recalibrate my idea of the experience, where it's not a rejection of them. Maybe I just need to tell them what I feel and where my boundary is, and then move forward from there. Because then that sort of gives them an opportunity to express their own feelings to me, express their own boundary to me, and then at least we'll know more about one another. I don't know. I'm just like, how do I say no to these guys so that they just leave me alone? How do I get rid of these men? There is such a genuinely interesting variety of things people find horny. I was listening to the radio once when I was a professional Disney princess, just like driving around. I loved listening to the radio. So many interesting conversations and like experts coming on talking about things that I would never seek out on my own on the internet ever, but I would love to listen to on the radio. So I like it. I really, really enjoyed it. And one of the things, there was a woman who was talking about desire and talking about kinks. I was like, oh, this is like right up my alley. I fucking love this. And she was basically saying that you can't get people to stop being horny for whatever they like. It's impossible. You should never try to. If your partner comes to you and says, I want to eat lasagna off your ass. I want to eat a thick, layered Italian pasta dish off your luscious, gorgeous ass. If you are like, I don't know if I can get on board with that, I just hope that maybe he'll not want to do that after he like discovers how great our relationship is. That is how people That is how you get into bad relationships. You can never expect your partner to stop enjoying the things that they enjoy. So I had an ex-boyfriend a year ago. We dated for a couple years. He loved playing Call of Duty. He loved playing Call of Duty more than anything. He loved playing Call of Duty more than he liked having sex with me, which made me feel like I fucking hate Call of Duty. And I want nothing to do with Call of Duty, which is bad because I am a very famous Call of Duty meme. But I felt very angry at Call of Duty, and then I needed to realize that, like, number one, it wasn't Call of Duty. His pleasure in Call of Duty is not what the problem was. The problem was that this man never wanted to have sex with me, and that's the game is not the problem. Call of Duty was not the problem. The fact that he never wanted to have sex with me was the problem. Because the truth is, he could play Call of Duty and have sex with me. I have absolutely sucked my boyfriend's dick while he was playing Halo. And he's been like, I'm playing worse, but I'm enjoying the game more. I don't care about losing because I feel like I'm winning. I blocked him recently, actually. So get this. I post my Instagram stories. It's always the same Instagram stories. It's a picture of me from the front looking absolutely fucking scrumptious, and it's a picture of me from the back looking mouth-wateringly even better. And I can see people, like my Facebook friends, people who know me as a person. I can see them secretly watching my Instagram stories. And I have no problem if my friends are watching my Instagram stories, but I do have a huge fucking problem if men who don't even consider me a friend are watching my Instagram stories from a friendship advantage. Feels scummy and weird. So I messaged a few of these guys, letting them know that I can see them watching my Instagram story and pointing out how inappropriate it is that they aren't responding to my DMs appropriately when I'm speaking to them as a person. But they do enjoy watching my sexy Instagram stories every single day. It's just fucking gross. So yeah, I blocked my university ex-boyfriend. He and I had been on pretty good terms, but I had messaged him a few years ago. It was somebody who had recreated all of King's Landing in Minecraft. And I was like, dude, this is like so fucking cool, right? He never responded to that. I was like, oh, that's weird. But he watched my Instagram stories all the time. He watched like my ass on Instagram every time it was posted. And then I messaged him again last week, something about this guy who had like 8,000 copies of the Titanic VHS, because when my ex-boyfriend and I were dating, he was in school, and there was a guy in his class who was insanely obsessed with Titanic. It was his favorite movie to an alarming degree. And the ex-boyfriend didn't respond to that either. So I said to him, I was like, I can see you watching my Instagram story. You have time to look at my ass every single day, but you don't have any time to respond to me like a human being. And then I blocked him. Yeah. You know what's crazy? I think he has a wife. I think he married his like roommate's ex-girlfriend. So most of these guys aren't talking to me because I think that they're afraid of the consequence of responding in a conversation that their partners might see. I don't think they're like purposefully trying to dehumanize me because they see me as a fucking slab of meat. I do think these guys are sort of panicking at being called out for their behavior, have no idea how to respond, and have like sort of been caught with their hand in the cookie jar. The reality is, if they had responded as friends, it would have been less suspicious to their girlfriends. Their girlfriends would have been like, oh, this girl reached out to you and you said that you were watching her story, and now you guys had like a weird, like a nice conversation, but like a nice innocuous conversation. Instead of, hopefully they deleted the conversation so their girlfriends never find it. Yeah. I think it's absolutely fine. I've had tons of people from Facebook message me from my story and be like, this outfit is amazing, you look awesome, I was thinking about you, how are you? It feels a little bit weird. Because I'm like, you're looking at my butt. But I'm also like, these people are my friends. They've seen my butt IRL. They've seen the real deal. It's not weird for them to look at a picture of my butt. That's actually probably just normal. And it's nice that they're talking to me like a human being instead of just jerking off to pictures of my ass. The truth is, jerking off to pictures of my ass is so much better when I'm a human being. One of my favorite animes is called Heaven's Design Team. It's about designing all the animals. You have to watch this anime for this one episode on sea otters. The episode on sea otters is so sweet and so cute. It starts with the creator of sea otters. I think it's Neptune who creates sea otters. He's like, I'm gonna make sea otters. They're so sweet, they're so cute. And they're a sea creature whose nose is in the center of their face, and they're fluffy, which most creatures that live in the water are not fluffy because you want to be hydrodynamic, and fluff is not hydrodynamic. And you want to have your nose high up on your fucking body when you live in the water, especially as a mammal, because you need oxygen to survive. So they create sea otters. They're so cute. But then the sea otter gets a taste for like different types of fish, and then so they have to adapt, and then the adaptations then create more problems, but then more problems create more adaptations, and they're such clever little angels, and they're literally the cutest things imaginable. I love it so much. I love it so much. Being able to appreciate the cute things is so lovely, so necessary. If I ever get into a relationship, says Ritus, my biological daughter, I would never try to hide that I have women friends. It sounds like such a cowardly move. If you're a decent human being, interacting with the opposite gender doesn't instantly mean sex partner. So the poet told one of his female friends, he has lots of female friends, he has lots of like different groups of friends as well, which is a green flag, absolutely. But one of his like close female friends, he was like, oh, so like I matched with this girl, she's a Twitch streamer, and his friend who was a girl was like, you should definitely be aware of her asking for you to subscribe to her OnlyFans. And I was like, oh, I hate that. Date number 1 and date number 3, like the poet and Mr. Daddy both told me that they were like, I had a moment, like just a moment where I worried that you were gonna be like, yeah, and like here's the link to my OnlyFans. I'm so glad we connected. If you want to keep talking, you'll have to buy the $10,000 tier. I was like, no, I plan on taking so much from you, but in semen, not in money. Please, my God. Yeah. I take the money from the men who are producing semen to me, you know? This is the natural balance of things. Oh, it's great. It's real good. Oh my God. Do you have leather leggings? I don't think I have a lot of actual leather goods. I feel like I have some Doc Marten boots. I have like faux leather. I have pleather leggings. I have like really nice, I should wear those actually. They're comfy and sexy. I have pleather cargo pants, which I think are badass and adorable. Oh, that guy! Do you guys remember that fuck buddy I had? The one who came over to my house wearing pleather jogging pants? The worst. Oh my God. Oh man. Wait, he did something. Hold on. What did he do? He did something that made me, it was like an instant red flag, and I feel like I don't ever want to talk to him again. What did he do? I think he might have, I think I told him that I was reading a book. I think I was reading one of the like heavy emotional books. I was having one of those, like, I might have been reading The Body Keeps the Score. And I think he maybe jokingly was like, put the book down and pay attention to me right now. He might have been on cocaine. And I really hated that. I really fucking hated that. Oh, you guys. Oh my God. Can I tell you about the worst experience I've had on Tinder? I kind of blocked this out because I had so many other good experiences. Wow. Okay, so get this. Get fucking this. Get this, you fucking fucks. Fucking get this, you fuck. Oh my, this genuinely, I was so angry. I've never felt more insulted in my entire life. Never felt more insulted in my entire fucking life. I don't understand why. Hopefully explaining it to you will help me parse through these feelings. I am so angry still. I'm incensed. I'm just, it makes, to the core of me, I can feel my bones are on fire. Like my skeleton wants to jump out of my body. Bonas erectus. Okay. This guy on Tinder's profile is great. He's handsome, dad bod, in his 50s maybe. He has his like 2 kids visible in the profile with their faces covered respectfully. And the message that he sends me is, I would love to spoil you, baby. In his profile, he explicitly says he's like generous to a fault as well. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't need my romantic partners to buy things for me. But I also love being spoiled. I love people. Gifts is definitely one of my love languages, absolutely. Basically, all of my favorite things that I own are gifts from other people. This ass, a gift from my mother. This strong heart, a gift from my Ukrainian grandparents. You guys, I love gifts, absolutely. So I start talking with this guy. He's like, you are gorgeous. You seem intelligent and sexy. You seem right up my alley. But I have been catfished before. I was like, I completely empathize. I understand. I even had my Hinge profile banned because they thought I was impersonating myself. And I had to like really convince them that yes, these are me. These are my pictures. This is what I look like. I'm not using filters. This is my face with makeup on. My face without makeup on looks different than my face with makeup on. That's true. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's like fucking 2 different girls. Congratulations. You really nailed it. In my conversation with this guy, he said, maybe we could just do a 2-minute video chat. And I thought about it. I fucking hate video chatting. I fucking hate video chatting. I don't like doing it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It kind of feels like a work thing. I'm a millennial. I don't like being on camera, but I do it because I know that it's important for me to do, just like exercising. Not necessarily that I like exercising every single time, but I understand the importance of it. I have just met this man. He wants me to get on a video call so that he can be, so that I can prove to him that I am who I say I am. On Tinder, I have a check mark next to my name. I have proven to Tinder that I am not catfishing. These are my photos, and this is what I look like. This is who I am. My profile is an accurate representation of who I am. So I told him that as well. I said, do you see the check mark next to my name? That means that I've even proved to Tinder. It's like, I've had my profile for a number of months. I have gone on dates with men and not been reported because men have the ability to be like, this girl is not what she looks like. Like maybe that's what she looked like 14 years ago, but that's not who's showing up on the date. And then my profile would have been removed. Absolutely. Rightfully. You know what I mean? He was not taking any of this. He was not he was just like, you need to, I need to feel, you need to, what were the exact words that he used? Assuage my skepticism was maybe the phrasing that he used. I feel comfortable sharing my Instagram with them. I have no problem being like, here's InvaderVie. I'm InvaderVie. If you're gonna go out on dates with me, you should know what I do day to day. So I gave him my Instagram, and that was not even enough. He jumps into my Instagram DMs and he says, take a picture of yourself giving me the finger with your tongue sticking out. That feels like such a huge red flag for me because I've seen people do that pose so many times. It's not original or unique. I took a video of myself saying, I am who I say I am. I don't need to prove it to you any more than I already have. And he never responded to me again. It makes me so angry because I feel like, and maybe this is narcissistic of me, I feel like he was looking my gift horse in the mouth. Like, gift horse in the mouth, looking the gift horse in the mouth. I said, hey, do you want an opportunity to jump headfirst into my pussy? And he was like, well, prove to me that it's your pussy. And it's like, I'm sorry, I feel like you're not really listening to the thing I actually said to you. Because that's not the response. That's not the response. Exactly, Flinglish. It feels insanely controlling. It feels insanely controlling. It feels stupid on his behalf as well, because 100% of the men that I match with have that exact thought, feeling, and fear. She seems too good to be true. There's no way she looks like this and is full of riddles and fun, witty banter, and has an ass that just won't quit, and a thirst for cock and cum that will never be satiated. Of course, that sounds like it's too good to be true. Yeah, I'm also racked with anxiety, and I don't like commitment, and I will cut you out of my life like a bad fucking split end. But intelligent men are able to figure that out for themselves without forcing me to jump through any hoops. They just sort of enjoy the ride. This guy's username is great to me. Great username. Was he not straight, V? I don't really understand the purpose of that question. It makes me feel repulsed by you that you would sort of bring up something so unrelated. You're not vibing. Please don't speak to me again. The polar bear, says Dashing, walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I'll take a rum and Coke." The bartender says, "What's with the paws?" And the bear says, "I was born with them." Pause. My favorite post on the Severance subreddit was somebody saying, "Why are all the cars in Severance so old?" And the top comment was, "Because of when they were manufactured." It feels very in line with one of my favorite catchphrases and responses, which is when somebody asks me, "So is it A or is it B?" And I go, "Yes." I have watched the second episode of Severance. I watched it with my friend on Discord. I'm so sorry we didn't do a watch party with everybody. I apologize, my friends. I apologize. Good job, Radius. Honestly, good call. Good call. Please go ahead and watch the second episode of Severance. We are all caught up together. All of us will be together. It was a great episode. It was really, really amazing. Another banger of an episode with so many wonderful... so many beautiful shots. There's this shot of milkshake. And it's very dark all around him. And it's from the side. His profile is just lit up with a sliver of light. And Tremel Tillman, is that his name? I'm so sorry, I can't. Milchick's actor. Holy fucking God in heaven. Talk about dream man. I just, my building manager kind of looks like him a little bit. And I'm like, girl, be reasonable, be reasonable, be reasonable. There was a day where I was coming in from walking my dog, and my building manager had a package, this itty bitty little box at the front door waiting to be picked up. And so I got out my phone and I almost texted my building manager, "You have a tiny package." I had to, I actually put my phone down and finished walking into my house and through a door because I was so overcome by the stupidity of what I was about to do. "You have a tiny package." I texted him, "There is a small parcel at the front door for you." And he said, "Thanks." And then afterwards I texted him, "I almost sent you. You have a tiny package." And he responded, he was like, "Yeah, I've had to reread a lot of text messages that I send to people in the building for that very reason." Oh my God, you guys have no idea how happy this makes me because I don't know. I've been streaming for 6 years. 6 years of streaming, you guys. I don't do a stream anniversary because I don't give a fuck about the passage of time. But I've been streaming for 6 years, and I love where I live. I really, really don't want to move, to the point where if you gave me $50 million, I would just buy a house in this neighborhood, and I would continue streaming from this room. And then, like, go live in my house in this neighborhood, but then just use this as my, like, work office space. It'd be great. I have a plan for this. Give me the $50 million so that I can live my best life, you morons. And I loved the building manager who was here when I first moved in. He was so sweet. He was so lovely. And then he ended up leaving within, like, 6 months. He retired within 6 months of me moving in. And so I was a little bit nervous because the new guy who took over managing the building was Dale Gribble with so much hair. Like, imagine Dana Carvey's character from Wayne's World, Garth, but he's like old. He's like grandpa age. And he's kind of like Dale Gribble. So when I first met him, I was a little like, oh, yeah. Okay, he like reeked of cigarette smoke. And I had the distinct impression that he jerked off to the idea of us living in the building together. I don't think it's inappropriate. I just feel like it's a reality that he was like, oh my God, Roy Stang, I love you, Roy Stang. That like, I could definitely tell that the building manager was a little bit like, oh, this is like the cute girl in the building. And it's, yeah. When my roommate moved in, when there was like room in the building for him to move in, he said that he saw that building manager bury his face in the bedding of the girl whose apartment my roommate looked at but didn't end up moving into. I was like, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it. I believed that he came into my apartment all the time and probably like fucking ran his hands through my panties and stuff. Absolutely. Because my dog loved him in a way that made me feel like she was really used to seeing him more than I had seen her interact with him. Yes, I know this all sounds psychotic and I'm saying it all very casually, but the truth is, I also felt like this man would kill a motherfucker who disrespected me. I felt very safe. I didn't feel like he was crossing boundaries. I just feel like sometimes pervy old men are gonna perv, and that's kind of what they do, and you can choose to take it personally and have it feel like a damaging thing, or you can just accept that pervy men are gonna perv, and as long as they don't do it right in fucking front of me, as long as they have the knowledge that they shouldn't be perving in this way and they hide it from me, I can respect the perv. I can respect the perv. Yup. I'm a perv. I perv. I'm perving on my building manager now. So that building manager left when our building was bought by a new company, and the new company was just like such an asshole to him. They were like such an asshole to him. And he said to me, he was like, I'm leaving, like the new people who own the building are no good. He was like, be careful. He's like, take care of yourself, sweetie, please. I cannot tell you the depth of the psychotic break that I had in the months after him leaving, because we had a sort of revolving door of different building managers, and one of the building managers that we had was this young dude who terrified me because he seemed very inappropriately smitten with me. So I live with a roommate. My roommate and I have like similar schedules. We're both kind of homebodies, but we also go out for long periods of time because we're whores and we like to spend time at our fuck buddies' houses as well. And in the few months that one building manager was the building manager, I bumped into him every single time I came in or out of the building. It was breathtaking, the regularity. I hated it. It made me feel so terrorized because I felt like I couldn't escape from him seeing me. And even worse than that, there was a night when I was coming home from drinking, and him and his buddies were like pretending to be locked out of their apartment so they could watch me go in and out of my apartment. And I called them on it. I said, are you having trouble with the lock? And I could hear people in the apartment, and they were just standing in the hallway like pretending like, oh, how does a doorknob work? I was like, are you having problems with the lock? And they were like, yeah, I don't know what to do with this lock. Like, I know how big the apartments are. These people are not out on the terrace 100 meters away from you. They're literally on the other side of a very easily opened door. It made me feel... I was on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, barricaded in my bathroom with the water running to cover the sound of it because I was so terrified that he would like press his ear up against the door and try to listen to me in my apartment. I felt like this man had no understanding of clear boundaries, and I was terrorized by it. So much to the point that I got extra locks put on my doors. I love you guys, though. In the midst of that horrific feeling of violation in my safest space, I made such wonderful friends with a locksmith. I had a locksmith come to put... And I think I called him on the weekend, so he wasn't, or maybe he was like doing a job, and I left him a voicemail, and this locksmith heard in my voice in the voicemail that I was like near tears, being like, I really need you to come put a lock on my door because I don't feel safe in my house, and I feel very, very scared that like this door is not enough to keep me safe. And this guy was like, I'm coming immediately to put a lock on your door. He was like, also, please, if you ever need somebody to be there for you, like, you can call me at any time. He's like, I have daughters. I understand how terrifying it is. I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I have like a roommate who's here as well, but like my roommate can't be here all the time. It was awful. It was absolutely fucking awful. I hated it. Was a valuable life experience because I made friends with that locksmith who I still have in my phone and will be my like go-to guy anytime I need locksmithing. That period was fucking terrifying. I think it would be a great if I had the wherewithal to look at my own VODs, I would definitely be able to do quite a bit of like psychological assessment based on my ability to perform during those times. Woof. Wow. It was awful. Terrible. Do you guys remember he would I could hear him pretending to vacuum outside my door. You can hear the sound of vacuuming, and I, as an intelligent, observant woman, am able to tell the difference between somebody running a vacuum stationary outside my door and somebody moving a vacuum back and forth across the carpet up and down the hallway, which would obviously have a much different sound. And I could just hear him plug in the vacuum cleaner and leave it running by my door. I was like, what is this? What does this mean? Why is he doing this? I hated it. You even considered moving at a point. Well, yeah, I did. Yep. I was terrified. Yeah, Elle was gonna like set me up. One of my moderators was gonna let me like live in his guest room, basically, because I was so scared of being here. I had no idea how intense that fear was, but it ticks the two boxes for traumatizing. It felt terrorizing. I felt truly terrified that I didn't know if this man understood boundaries. Because it felt like he didn't. Because it felt like he was really overstepping appropriate boundaries in noticeable ways consistently every day. So that felt terrorizing. And there was no escape because he was in my home. His responsibility was to have a fucking key ring with access to my home. There's no escape from that. He's allowed in my home. It's in my fucking home. And so it felt traumatizing. It felt traumatizing, the idea that I couldn't escape this man who seemed fixated on me. And so, as I was saying, my roommate and I have similar schedules, and my roommate, who is a very tall, handsome, gay black man, never bumped into him once in the entire time that he worked here. He was like, I've never seen him. I've literally never seen him. I'm like, how is he bumping into me every single time? And my roommate, who is walking the exact same halls, walking the exact same paths in and out of the neighborhood, is never seeing him. How is this happening? The upsetting situation is somebody assuming that he would be able to trick you this easily. It is so offensive, Viking. To my senses. It is offensive to my senses that these people think I wouldn't notice, that I cannot see them, and that I cannot feel the inappropriateness of what they're doing. It is so offensive to me. It feels violating in a way that I can't particularly express. I'm so sorry to say this, but firearms are legal in Canada, and I believe that if you were trained how to use or carry one, it'd make you feel a lot safer. No, no, nope, 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 nope. Nope, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. A gun would not make me feel more safe. The reality is, I have an incredibly strong internal compass. I don't think I could ever point a gun at a human being in my life. Maybe in defense of somebody else, if somebody else put the gun in my hand and said you need to defend somebody else, especially if that somebody else was a child, absolutely. But it terrifies me because I, as a woman, as like a 5'5" woman, even a man my own size could overpower me. But what makes me feel so happy and confident is that if I get really good at roller skating, I can just roll away from scary men. I don't have to worry about them overpowering me. I can just roll away from them. You can't catch me, I'm rolling away. Just roll away, baby, roll away. I can outroll them. InvaderVie says, nice guy, 1989. May I have the honor to invite you to a fully funded visit 7-star hotel in Dubai for 7 nights, just 1 night dinner for 40 minutes to discuss some business cooperation opportunities. Do you guys know what this means? Do you guys know what this means? It's really happening for me. Say it with me now. I am getting human trafficked. Wow. Yes, finally. Can you imagine? I did it. Yes, I am getting human trafficked. Let's do it. You'll never see me again. I'm getting human trafficked. Hooray. I feel like if you have Dubai money, you can gift me 100 subs, literally without even thinking about it. People who have Dubai money would be like, oh, 100 gifted subs? Here, let me do 1,000. But thank you for the offer. I appreciate it. It's so fun. It's so fun to be worthy of wanting to be trafficked. I would drug her, put her in lingerie, and make her stumble drugged into a mirrored room with lots of buttons behind shadowy corners. I've seen Taken. I've seen Taken. Ooh, 7 nights in Dubai for somebody to shit on your chest? No. There's literally no. Guys, I live in Toronto. I could find people to shit on my chest here. I don't need to be human trafficked. But when is it my turn to be human trafficked? You guys, that's not funny. We shouldn't be making light of this. This is awful. Near the gods, that's not 5 gifted subs. That's only 2. Yeah, sure, V would love to go to Dubai, where women are treated like shit. I'm a big fan of human trafficking, said no one ever. Just gift her subs. She just deserves it so much. #1 streamed show. You will get paid $150,000. Yep. Hooray. Hooray. Money. You guys, that's low. That's not enough money. That's not even close to enough money. I deserve more money to do those things. I saw a horrible Twitter thread about this. Oh, God, right? All right, V, just say when. Damn, it's actually getting worse. I'm sorry, what? Can I just, like, human you instead of the traffic? Yo, this guy's hot. This Jason dude's fucking hot. Is that you in your Instagram profile? He's fucking sexy. That's crazy. I love it when the funny guys who are consistently, like, kind in chat turn out to be fucking chads. That's great. It makes me believe. It makes me believe that, like, I deserve that pretty dick. I'm so sorry. Why am I talking like this? Poor woman went for the luxury treatment, got snuck onto a boat with a bunch of rich guys, and they did awful things to her and ruined her life. This is the thing. Your dreams are meant to come true, and you are meant to make them come true for yourself. Anybody who is going to try to trick you into giving you your dreams is exactly just that, tricking you. I'm in traffic all the time. I have to say it is not my favorite. Human trafficking is also, like, people get trafficked so often. It's terrifying. There's also a very predatory nature to social media and the entertainment industry and the acting industry and the music industry. Lots of people are like, even the makeup industry. I studied like makeup design to be like a professional makeup artist, and there was a woman who, she had a fine experience. There was a woman who graduated from the same school as me, who went to Dubai for 7 months right after graduation and made a huge fuck ton of money being the personal makeup artist to a woman who lived there, who was just like, come be my friend, come be my makeup artist. I have like a bunch of friends, we all hang out, it's great. And they had a fine time. She genuinely did, working with this woman and working in the role of a makeup artist. But I don't believe that is it's a very dangerous situation where, I mean, water is one of the most dangerous things. It can kill you so quickly. A small amount of water can kill you. And human beings are made of mostly water. So every time you're in the room with a human being, that's a fuck ton of water that you should be that you should be cognizant of the danger of. When I was a nanny, and get this, you guys, Mr. Daddy knows the woman that I used to nanny for. I was at dinner last night, and Mr. Daddy was telling me about what he does for work. And I was like, oh, I used to nanny for like a big family in Toronto, the Blank family. And he was like, oh, I know the Blanks. Did you nanny for their daughter, Blankarella? And I was like, you fucking better believe I nannied for Blankarella. And he was like, oh, my ex-wife used to be friends with her and they had a falling out. I was like, yo, your ex-wife has excellent taste. Not only did she marry you, but yeah, she got that fucking Blankarella out of her fucking life. Wild. Toronto's a really small city. I did not like nannying for Blankarella. She was very desperate for friendship. She really wanted me to be her best friend, but she paid me minimum wage, and so I hated her. Sorry, it's just the truth. She made me raise her children for her and paid me minimum wage, and she wanted me to be her best friend on top of all of that. And I was like, no, you're paying me to raise your kids and you're doing fucking minimum wage. While she would tell me that she was paying her lawyer, who she was using to sue, obviously, for custody, like majority custody from her ex, who this story is about. She was paying her lawyer $800 an hour for custody of her kids, and then paying me minimum wage to actually raise her kids. Because this woman would literally hide in her bedroom with the door locked while I was taking care of her children after they came home from school. Then she would exit through the patio of her house, walk around to the front door when my shift was over, and walk in the front door as if she just came home from work to take over because my time was done with her kids. I hated her. It made me feel so scummy because her children would be like, I miss mommy and I want mommy. And she was literally on the other side of the door in the house rather. And she made me like lie to those kids. I'll never forgive her for that. I fucking hated that. I hated it. It made me feel very gross. It made me realize that I never wanted to be a nanny, and that if I ever had children, I understand the role of what my nanny would be doing. My nanny is not my best friend. My nanny is my employee who is working for me, who is laboring for me. They need to be paid for their labor and then some, because the then some is the mental labor after work. You don't, especially as a nanny, when you're off the clock, you don't stop thinking about those kids. You don't stop taking care of those children. Those children are in the forefront of your mind. Are they eating? What are they going to be doing at bath time? Are they sleeping? Did I remember to wash their bed sheets? Like, if I ever have children, I would love to employ a nanny, and I would love to employ a nanny and pay them very well, because I value the work that they're doing, because that's the work I don't want to do. I don't want to do that work. I just want to hang out with my fucking kids. Yeah. Damn, you should have been on the husband's payroll instead. Every woman can raise kids. Being a lawyer takes skill, though. You know what? He's absolutely fucking correct. Any dumbass can have dumbass children. It's one of my favorite quotes from American Dad. And you're absolutely correct. It feels so vile for you to say that, but it's the truth. I don't like that you said that, but I'll defend your right to say it. Literally any idiot can be a fucking parent. But being a lawyer actually does take a considerable amount of dedicated effort and skill. You're right, and I hate you for saying that, you fucker. Go get a paper cut on the tip of your penis and let me pour lemon juice in it, you idiot. I hate you for being so right. God, it turns me on that you said that too. Is there something wrong with me? Oh, that piece of shit woman made me angry. Yeah. Sounds like serfdom. What a point of sale. Hey, says Andy Blood. What's good, Andy Blood? Older men generations had it easier, probably. I mean, yes, the previous generations did have it easier. They had a sort of capitalistic machine that was functioning in a way that supported the growth of the younger generations. That's what older people had, and they pulled the ladder up on that for the rest of us fuckers. Yes, ma'am. Trust me, I know firsthand about idiot parents. I'm currently a foster dad. Terrible parents. Trons TV, have you read Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay Gibson, PhD? As a foster parent, you are going to be dealing with children of emotionally immature adults. It's a very important read. I cannot recommend it enough. Your Honor, she identifies as not guilty. One of my favorite inappropriate DMs that I've ever received in my life I put it on my Instagram story, you guys know the one, it's great, was the guy who said, I know I don't need to tell you about your body, but your ass and thighs are the most disrespectful things. And he's absolutely correct. He's correct on a visceral level, and do you know why he's correct? Because I had to ban my ex-boyfriend. Block. Oh my god, I'm using streamer talk from my real life. I've truly lost the plot. I had to block my ex-boyfriend. I had to block some ex-friends because my ass and thighs are disrespectful for men who are in relationships. It is genuinely disrespectful to your relationship. It is disrespectful to your relationship to be jerking off to my ass and thighs. And if you can have the self-awareness to be honest about that, I respect you. And if you are a fucking coward, you don't deserve my ass and thighs. These are not the ass and thighs for cowards. I need brave men and women to come join me on this beautiful, bountiful buttocks. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take my last break. I'll BRB. It'll be a quick one because I've already posted all the Instagram stuffs that need to be posted so far. so sorry. Sorry, I got very distracted by, oh man, by your DMs, by y'all's DMs. Your messages are so visceral. So many of you are so descriptive in your feelings. I feel honored to be the recipient of so many of these messages. Yeah, you guys. Oh, you guys. Goddamn! You going to smack somebody in the face with those? That's okay. Yep. Oh, I spot a nip with my kitty bitty eye. No nips here. And then a peach. And then a peach emoji. This maybe sounds weird, but could you, like, maybe just, like, make me send you money? You guys need to stop with this. You need to stop with this. I have already made it insanely easy for you to give me money. I don't understand what these people think they're accomplishing by being like, can you somehow let me give you money? Like, again, I don't want stupid people money. I want smart people money. I want people who have figured out how to give and take money. To give and take the money. If you are stuck on the most basic foundational interactions of this, I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready to join the big leagues, which I obviously am a part of. So the truth is, people who want to give me money find a way of doing it. And not a single one of them has actually given me money after saying the words, I want to give you money. That's never happened. Isn't that interesting? I agree. Most people want to have a special interaction with me. Yeah, get in line. Get in fucking line. You're not the only person who wants to have a special interaction with me. You're not the only person who wants to have a special interaction with anybody at any time. The people who are the most worthy of having special interactions are the ones who go out of their way to make me feel special. Seems pretty fucking obvious, don't you think? No tea, how so, if I may ask? Oh, I already drank it and then I kind of forgot to make another one because I was busy taking pictures of my butt. I'll have to make more tea as soon as stream is done. Yeah. So I can have the fortitude to take more pictures of my butt and feet. Rebay says, I want to take your money. Go on. Get in line, boys. Any DMs that have made a good first impression? Yeah, tons of them. I respond to you guys if I like what you're saying. Yeah. You gotta put 5 years of effort in. Get working. I fully agree with you. Yeah, I'm with Rebay. Let's take V's money. I can never get a pacifist to laugh at any of my jokes, says Sam Dog. I guess they don't believe in punchlines. That's a groaner. That's a groaner. Not to be mistaken for my favorite, which is a grower. V, I love your streams. I like streaming too. It feels nice to stream. It doesn't always, I feel like it takes a sort of coming together of some. So I was like gonna stream yesterday, and then the heater started making all that crazy noise, and the construction guys were coming in and out. My nips were out. So I was obviously really busy doing that yesterday. I'm glad that I was able to make time for you today with my nips in. And no heater making a crazy noise and no construction dudes coming in or out. What I need is a nap. I slept so poorly on Sunday night. I was really nervous for my date on Monday with Mr. Daddy. Mostly because I've had so many guys. I've had so many guys in my lifetime be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna dominate you, baby. The way you need, baby. And these guys are like, they talk and they do not walk the walk. They just talk, and they do not walk the walk. And last night, my date with Mr. Daddy, I was like, oh my God, you talk the talk and you're walking the walk. Mr. Daddy. I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted. Definitely am excited for getting in the bath after I finish uploading all my pictures to Patreon. Yes. Oh, that bath is going to feel so good. As long as I don't fall asleep in the bath and drown. That'd be really bad. That'd be very bad. Oh, yes. I have more dates I want to go on. I think I'm going to tell that guy. That I don't feel like meeting up with him because I really, truly disliked the first message he sent to me in a way that even though weeks have passed, basically, I'm still not over. And that's a me problem, and it's not a him problem, but unfortunately, it means that I don't want to meet him. Just not feeling it. Negging is like a red flag. It's a red flag, absolutely. And I feel like his comment of "you're almost perfect" was like such a rude thing to say. I fucking hate it. The reality is I don't want to give him another opportunity to say something like that to me. He said it so casually the first time. I've been getting shit sleep because every morning I'm forced out of bed. New level of maturity for my parents. What the actual fuck? Rightus, it's time to install a lock on the inside of your door. She's fallen asleep 100%. I'm a sleepy girl. Good thing I got your Patreon. Yeah, everyone go sign up. It's great. It's very fun. Don't lie or give him a reason to try to get you back when you don't want him to. Yeah. I wish I fucking could. If you get a door stopper, like, you know, right? It's like literally just like a triangular wedge of wood. You can just push that behind your door and anyone trying to open it from the outside. If your door opens in only, actually. Fuck. I don't know if your door opens out what to do. But honestly, Rightus, there is a way of locking your door and keeping your parents out of your fucking room. We can brainstorm this because you deserve... Exactly, yeah. If you get a door stopper and you jam a door stopper in, they won't be able to open it, and you can just take the door stopper with you, and they can't take a fucking door stopper from you. Fuck those fuckers. How dare they come into your space when you're trying to sleep? Okay. I'm gonna go make some tea. I'm gonna take some photos to post on Patreon and Instagram for you. Actually, no, I guess I already posted all the Instagram ones. But sometimes there's extra Instagram ones because sometimes they're really, really good photos and I have to post them on Instagram. So keep an eye on all of the social media. Y'all are gonna have a great rest of your day. Go hang out with my good friend Ashley. Oh my God, she and I are wearing really similar tops today. Oh, I love when me and my fucking future wife wear matching outfits. That makes me so happy. Wow. Oh, just like me and my queen being twins. Oh, it makes me so happy. Okay, bye.